And we are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Happy birthday, Chris Sippo.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Hi, Blue Shirt. You well?
Now, Flippin', is this an important birthday or is that like a bullshit one, like your 48th?
Oh, bullshit one. 48. Fuck. I wasn't in on it, though. Yeah, no, it's a bullshit nothing. 43.
Nice.
So, yeah.
It's
Nice.
one of those. And
So, how's everybody's weekend?
Better now.
Right on.
Mhm.
Recovering.
Oh, I had a real good day yesterday. Oh, my God, it was such a good day.
Good on you. Well done.
Yeah. Yep.
Those days happen, and they can really make quite a difference. Eh?
Yeah.
eating plenty of food. Yeah, just like to say hi to everyone. Dan Tillerman, Clam Walker, Orange Hand, Rohit R. Just say hi to all the guys in the chat so far.
How's everybody?
Junior Johnson.
I'm thinking what I can call
James
myself
Arthur.
today. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna hold on. See if I can edit my name a little bit.
Hey, Orange Hand. And, gonna try to pay attention to the chat this week.
Yeah.
Been doing a terrible job at it. Hey, Junior Johnson, everybody
Yeah.
else.
We can get pretty obsessed with whatever the subject is, and then completely forget that there's actually an audience in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Chili Badger.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. How's
Yeah.
everybody doing?
Okay.
Lovely.
Now,
We've got a brick on the screen. Welcome, James.
G'day, hi there, guy. How are you?
Oh, superb.
I
Well,
realized
as good as you can be on a Sunday, I guess, after a busy week.
Happy birthday, Zippo.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, what
Yes,
are you
happy
gonna do?
birthday,
today?
Flippin'.
50?
Oh, James, please.
Just getting burned left, right, and center here.
We're
man.
not there
Oh,
yet.
Coming out with all the low shots, you know.
Okay, fine. 55. 55 is as high we'll go.
Oh,
I
Thomas,
wish.
You told me it was his
You know,
50th.
look at. I know there's 55-year-olds who look a hell of a lot better than I do.
How are you, James?
Thank you, sir.
Hi, James.
Hello, Bluesy. Hello,
So
Clive.
how's the Movember mustache coming on, Zippo?
Slow progress.
Grossly.
Slowly coming on. Very good. So we've got a little account for you, haven't we? We've got, if you go to ca.movember.com, which is a Canadian Movember website, and you look up Flippin' Zippo,
Yes.
you can donate to the Flippin' Zippo account there for Movember, and that's going for testicular cancer, prostate cancer, mental health, and all good causes there for
Yeah, very good.
Movember.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to raise plenty of cash for that. So it's a proper beg stream now, a real beg stream, not a
The real deal.
not
Thomas?
one for your back pocket, but one for Movember.
Thomas, it's a charity stream.
Yeah,
Beg
you can't
stream
call it-
is
you can't
one
call it
of
big
your-
stream.
Yeah,
Well,
Good
the
on
big
you.
stream
Good
is
on
a
you,
charity
Flippin'.
stream as well.
yeah.
For
Well-
it's for charity.
I mean, if you're begging for like a pizza, is that really charity?
Curtains.
Well, no. You know what?
One man's trash is another man's treasure, they say, right?
You know what, Blue Shirt? You're right. I take that back. When you're homeless and destitute, it is a charity stream.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I'll
that's true.
put that link in the comments. That link to the website in the comments, so everybody can hopefully contribute. And
And I really hope the small message that I put on the community page on my side has helped bring some people in.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah, we want to thank
Yeah,
you for that,
hopefully.
ID guy. Thank you
I
very
really,
much. For
I mean,
that.
I don't know if the numbers. It looks like the subscriber number has jumped a little bit on your page, Flip and Zipper. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Thank
I
you for throwing the link on your community page. there.
That's just
yeah,
pleasure.
thank you, ID guy. That's
yeah, we
great.
bumped up a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's great.
No, I don't need thanks. I think it's well worth it. I really hope we get to 300 by the end of the show. It should be awesome.
That would
Be nice to
awesome.
get a big
That
community
would be
feedback
great,
going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hi, Blue Jay. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you around
Blue Jay
before.
is my
Great
wife,
to see you.
everybody. She's got her own channel, and she is lovely.
And Bottom Gun, great to see you.
Oh, thank you,
Yes.
Bottom Gun.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it,
joining
man.
us.
Cheers.
So what have you been doing? What have you been doing for your birthday today, Zippo?
Well, we've got a blizzard going on, so I've done not a hell of a lot. Went and got beer and spaghetti ingredients and ran home as fast as I could. The snow's going sideways, and it's ridiculous out there. So I'm hunkered down for the day.
That is
Dressed up in
crazy.
my fancy begging clothes for the Movember thing. So
At this time of the year, is that common?
yeah. We already had a cold snap a few weeks ago.
Wow.
It comes and goes, and this weekend is coming.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's
I hate to
That's
tell you
right.
this, Flippin', but it's in the mid 70s and sunny here.
yeah.
Oh, Blue Shirt.
Yeah.
And can you
Yeah,
put it
it's-
to metric? Could you put it to metric for some of us who don't get the
Oh,
Fahrenheit?
Celsius, I have no idea what it is.
Oh, no.
75 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius.
It should be in the 20s, ID guy.
Okay, that's very decent.
Any fucking day now, Siri, it'd be nice.
It's Sunday. Remember, it's Sunday. Siri takes her time. She feels it too.
Stereo audio problem.
Orange Hand says 23 degrees. That's amazing. Wow, lucky.
Yeah, it's beautiful here in New York.
We were
Ah.
there a week ago, and then it just changes to this. So
Okay,
It-
but
it
listener, we've got 23 degrees Celsius here and much lower humidity.
It's
Yeah, it's
unfair.
not humid here today.
So James
You're
and I are
right
very jealous right now.
You're right off the ocean.
Yeah.
How can it not be humid?
Well, it's not going to be as. All right, fine. You win.
This is Zippo's first birthday beer. Cheers. Cheers,
cheers,
Zippo.
guys.
Yes, happy
Cheers.
birthday, my friend.
Happy
Feels like
birthday.
drinking beer. Have at it.
Lizard lick. No, sorry, wrong channel.
Wrong channel.
All right.
Was that what you called the thing where you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
God,
classy.
it's very. So, what are the themes today? I was requested to look at chronographs. I don't know about everyone else, but
Yeah,
are
yeah,
we
That was
There's
the
some-
birthday theme.
awesome?
That's the birthday theme we've got. I'm going to start us off with a little watch I got in on Friday,
Nice.
which is
You get a new watch every single week. I'm quite
It seems
jealous of
that
you,
way.
Thomas.
I
Yeah.
know.
He's a mover and a shaker.
So
This is
this is the Radia Dossi. Radia, it's a Polish company. This is run by two guys called Bart and Tom, who sent me a certificate of authenticity of the watch, thanking me for deciding to buy the watch, which was very nice. So this little Radia catalog, well, not leaflet, should I say, not catalog, but it came in this lovely little box, which is the Radia box. That's the little logo.
Now, if that
And,
came from the Ukraine, I'd be a lot less enthusiastic about it.
It came from Poland,
Close enough.
and this is
wouldn't-
the watch.
It
It's,
wouldn't need superluminova to be glowing.
Exactly. That's
Well,
that's what we want to know. Does it like have radium or something cool inside it to give it a bit of?
Well, the
X
Dossi
factor.
the Dossi watch refers to radiation measuring tools, and it connects to today's design, let's say, with post-Soviet stylization, and luminous markers underline the connection to nuclear energy and radiation, which is an interesting one.
What I like
I'll-
about this watch is and I've liked that since you first showed it, I guess a few months ago when you said you were getting it. It's
Yeah.
the 3.6 on the dial. That's pretty good.
I love it. It's got this it's got this sort of cage that surrounds the
Yeah, that's what I dig.
case.
Yeah, it's a really good design. It's
It really
based on Chernobyl.
And it's a quartz watch. It's 40 millimeters, 50-meter water resistant. It's got a stainless steel case which is PVD coated. It's running a Miyota quartz movement with a brown nylon NATO strap. It's got a sapphire crystal on it, and it's they've actually on the back they've engraved Chernobyl on the case back, which I haven't I can't
Interesting.
quite show to you, but it's an interesting little picture of Chernobyl. But I'll put the watch on.
Now, if you open it up and the watch is running and there's no battery in it, should you
That's
be
when you know.
It's radioactive.
I mean, Eric Bell mentions a good point, saying Geiger counter. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a legit Geiger counter on there somewhere, just for that added punch of X factor?
They've actually got two. They've actually, I actually know the guys, but they've actually got two models. One and they're actually pretty cool watches, and they've actually got further designs coming in production. So
Nice.
they're both industrial designers like yourself, Friday guy.
Ooh, I think I need to have a little chat. I got to say, the case and the lugs, the way they've done that wire integration around the edges.
Now, do you have to limit your exposure to it for 15 minutes?
Exactly.
It wears really nicely. I love it. I'm really chuffed with it. I've been waiting for it for a long time.
When I first saw them as well,
for a long time, but it's a lovely
design.
watch, I think.
It's just I think it's just something that's just quite unique and different compared to what you. Well, obviously being a quartz, but I think it's something quite unique and different to what you see on the market compared to your standard sort of pieces.
Exactly.
It's not a Kickstarter program. It's funded. It's self-funded. So, yeah, I think it's a great looking watch. They got two different models. And I think they've got different NATO straps, but I think the brown's great. It's something different.
Those lugs. Those lugs are really interesting. I like how they do that. How that organic curve inwards.
Yeah, it's different. And I want to shout out to Neo. What's up, pal?
Neo, how you doing?
Hi,
buddy?
Neo. You well?
G'day, Neo.
Are you joining us, Neo? You want to join us? Birthday stream?
Something tells me this is going to be a busy show.
Let's hope so.
Like, I really do, because if we're all looking at chronographs as well as the watch industry news, and it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a long haul, folks. Get your coffees and your alcoholic beverages ready.
Yeah, well,
Fishman's friends. That too.
Well, we'll try not to make it as long as one of your marathons, ID guy.
Good.
And let me tell you, that Phillips auction show, that was awesome.
I need to
They did
ask
a
you all,
phenomenal job.
how do you manage to sit and listen to me talk for God knows how many hours? I don't
4
get it.
hours.
What is the appeal? I want to know.
It's your soothing voice, ID guy.
Is it? I mean, honestly, I don't understand how anyone can sit and listen to me for longer than 5 minutes. So it's very humbling, to say the least.
3 words. You're not Archie.
Okay. That's
I'm
one, I guess.
pulling the punches today. We're only 13 minutes in.
The gloves are off, as always. I have an attractive voice, Logan Hall. Jeez, it's very flattering. Thank you, Logan.
No, it was a great show. It was a great show, ID guy.
Do you guys want to exchange numbers?
Hey, Neo, what's up, pal?
Pretty good. I'm
Hi,
happy
Neo.
birthday flipping.
Hey, Neo.
Happy birthday to everyone out in Chatland.
The new Singer Reimagine Chrono. Jeez, I don't know what everyone has on their minds for the watches for the show, but I think we're going to be bringing some pretty good stuff in.
I wonder if we have some crossover.
I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
Hey, JCB, welcome. Glad you made it.
Hi, JCB. Good morning.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you for making the effort.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
I love your comments in the watch box, man.
Orange hand. Oh, Junior Johnson, how are you, my friend? He's in the chat.
Singer Reimagined. What's that called?
The Singer Reimagined. I think it uses the same movement that the new Moser chrono uses.
Yeah, Singer was the first. Well, with Fabergé, right? They were the first to use that Agent chronograph, but they came out with a cheaper watch, which is basically kind of just the chronograph and simpler, fewer hands, and it's actually pretty cool. It looks like a vintage cushion case style watch. And it's not like crazy. Well, it's still expensive, but not as expensive as the full-fledged one.
I'm just going to join you on my computer. I will be a second, guys.
All right.
See you in a moment.
And we've had the first drop out.
They had some Singers in the auction for sale as well, I saw.
Oh, did they? I didn't see that. Yeah, they're really cool watches. It's the same movement. It's interesting because you think, oh, okay, that's another
Branded
kind
product.
of automotive themed watch, right? It's going to be a crappy watch being sold at a really unreasonable price, but it's a really great movement, and they've been doing a great job of making those watches with Singer. So.
No, I think Singer's a great watch.
I like that one.
It's very active. And we've got to love the car too. I mean, the work that goes into each one of those, insane. Highly recommend you watch the discussions around them and the effort that goes into rebuilding these. Virtually nothing on that car is stock. Every single part is virtually bespoke.
Wow.
Yeah, I know all about the effort. It took me 14 years to do one of those.
Yeah, it's insane. So this is a chronograph show. Sorry. Go for it, Blue Joe.
No. I was just going to ask, NSD, this is Swiss made?
It's yes. So basically, it's an Agent watch, basically, made for Singer. And what's interesting, if anybody's interested in purchasing one of those, it's the same in North America. It's the same distributor as Moser.
Oh, really?
Sells those.
That's correct.
Yep.
How cool is that?
That is cool.
Thomas, you're back.
Yeah, we just lost Neo.
No,
Oh,
did
no.
we did.
Oh, Neo, come back.
Well, he's
Hey,
probably
howdy.
Howdy.
They
Hi,
already,
howdy.
Always good to
Howdy.
see you, my friend.
So how's the format going to go today? Are we doing watch news first or are we doing chronographs first?
Watch news first, I believe.
Okay.
Sounds good.
let's do watch news then. So actually, this one was going to be one of my posts.
Selections.
I think that's great. If we want to move along, let me post in the private chat. You might like this one, James. I'm not crazy about gold divers, but this one's not gold, but it's yellow gold colored. So Debitun released their diver in their yellow tones.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen this.
Yep. And this is their diver, right? So it's the one that has like a mechanical dynamo to illuminate some LEDs, right? Instead of lume.
Oh, I've seen this. I've seen the diver. I haven't seen the
You're
Goldberg.
determined to get me to spend money, aren't you, NS?
Hey, it's your money. You spend
After
it how
last
you want.
last week's absolute travesty of watches that we saw for the most part, I think it's now high time to look at something really good.
So yes, I posted it in the private chat. I don't know if you want to bring it up.
Yeah,
The AP brick, James, that's your favorite, eh? That's the number one.
Yeah, well, it's a family favorite, actually.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Oh, that is
Wow,
so cool.
Debitoon, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. That's all kinds of inspirations there. Spaceship, 50s, Jules Verne, all of it.
So is that a GMT NS?
No, it's,
Yes,
is it? I
I
don't
think
know.
that he's. It looks like a GMT.
It's got an arrow hand there at the 11 o'clock position. I think that's
Yeah.
for the GMT.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
And-
very nice, NS.
Yep. And what's nice about this one is that it's not gold, right? It's like their yellow tones, DB28. It's titanium that was just heated up at the right temperature to get that yellow tone, yellow gold.
Oh, seriously?
Or-
That's even cooler.
It's
And,
really nice looking.
Heat treated.
Mhm.
I've got a DB28, but this is amazing. This is like Star Trek Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think the look the normal titanium one was beautiful as well. It looks good, but I feel like this edition, the yellow edition, has a lot more depth in the movement and the hands and everything else. So
Yeah, it's layered. It's much more layered.
Yep. Mhm.
What's that word, Clive?
Contrast.
Clive, have you put
Contrast.
have you put him to sleep already? There he is.
No, that's it's got definitely. Yeah, it's a standout piece.
Mhm.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, Boozer, that is not me, although there is a bit of a resemblance there. That is one of my great uncles, and this picture was taken in the 50s, I think, possibly the 60s.
I thought that was you, Zippo.
He looked just like you, honestly.
The guy on the left is my granddad. And this picture, I don't know how to actually show it, but I told the guys in the Discord, this picture is on a mural in the Canadian War Museum.
Oh, I read that. Yes.
That was very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, today is a day for remembrance, right? It's Sunday here in the UK. We're having
It's
Yeah,
Remembrance
Remembrance
Day.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday is ours. Our
In
remembrance.
Australia, we do Remembrance on the 11th.
Yeah.
it's funny. How it's different everywhere.
Of the 11th day.
Mhm. Yep. Same here.
On the 11th day, and the 11th hour, and the 11th month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, if they
It's
start,
strange that we're cute with the UK because we're obviously under the UK. We're under the monarchy, under the Queen. So that looks good on the wrist, doesn't it?
That
It's
looks
a bit
lovely,
big.
yeah.
It's a bit big on that wrist, but
It is spicy
Still.
on that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that
That stands out. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
Well, one thing that's interesting about the Debitun with the articulated lugs, they actually have 3 sizes of lugs. So if it's a little bit big, you can get smaller ones.
you're
put
kidding.
on. Yep.
That's correct.
so you
Mhm.
can actually get them interchange. You can be like, "Hey, these lugs are too long."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drop 'em out.
and I think they'll just do it for you if you need to. I mean, I'm sure that it's not free, but they'll do it for you when you do a service too.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because as we all know, it's a locked in the lug to lug as opposed to the size of the dial.
Mhm.
So what's the price? What's the price on this one?
And that one is 95,000 Swiss francs, I think.
So once it hits the
The
grey market, it'll be 55.
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Or once you go into the boutique and ask to buy it, because I mean, if you go into the Hourglass, you'll get 35, 40% off if you want to buy it. So that's just the reality. I mean, I think I got 30, 35 off when I bought my DB28. So
Very nice.
Question from Howdy. Is the Tudor Royal a worthwhile stepping stone from a Hamilton Khaki King? Same movement as a Royal or a Boyette Rolex Day.
I'm the wrong person to ask that.
Try the other one to go for this one. Go for it.
Yeah,
Clive.
go for it, Clive.
now, is a Tudor Royal a worthwhile stepping stone from So he's already got a Hamilton Khaki King and a Rolex day date?
Well, I think he's saying that the Hamilton has the same movement, same ATA movement as the
Tudor Royal, correct.
But okay, well, so what does the Tudor day date have to do with it?
I think he's just saying that it has the same movement as the as the Rolex day date, but is it a worthwhile stepping stone from a Hamilton Khaki King?
The Tudor has the same movement as the Rolex.
Well, they're entirely different watches. It's just like, well, I don't know. Should I get the salad or I should get the soup? I'm like, well, Jesus.
I thought the Tudor Royal had an ETA movement in it.
Yeah, I think it does.
That's why it's only $2,000.
Or is he talking about
what he says is that he's been eyeing up the Tudor Royale in blue, but it's basically an overpriced ETA. Is it basically an overpriced ETA?
For $2,000, yes.
even with the Tudor name on it.
Well, but also the complication as well. I mean, for a couple of grand, I don't think it's, even with an ETA, I don't think it's overpriced, especially coming from Rolex's little brother.
Right.
Yeah, and let's be serious here for a moment, right? What are you getting today for around 2,000 retail?
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, prices have gone up. I mean, how much is a Hamilton Khaki King? It's not cheap, right?
No, it's not.
Oh,
It's over 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not a Tudor person, unfortunately.
Apart from the P01, James, of course.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
P01, yeah. I'm definitely a P01 guy. And I don't mind the vintage Tudors, but yeah. Definitely, I'd jump on a P01.
Yeah, it's the developmental prototype, the Born to Dare watch.
Yeah,
oh, wretch.
So what's the next step? Next
watch. What was the next watch, Ennis?
That was a great one, Ennis. Love it.
Yeah, beautiful.
So the next one is the Zenith Defy Classic that was released in carbon this week. So it's another pricey watch, but it's really cool because it's all carbon, including the bracelet. And they even have a nice picture of the bracelet being deconstructed.
I saw this.
Yep.
That is cool. So it's actually forged carbon. That's really something cool.
Mm-hmm. And there's two versions. One version with the strap, one with the carbon bracelet. The version with the strap costs $11,600 US. And the one with the bracelet in carbon is $19,500. So not cheap, but very interesting construction. And I think the Zenith Defy Classic, because everybody that I know that has tried it, especially the ceramic version, has really liked it a lot. So I think it's a really cool watch.
What size what size are these now?
Either 41 or 42, I think.
Yeah, they're 41.
Okay.
Well, I'm concerned that the carbon could be easily dated.
Clive's on it. I love it when a material is expressed truly to what it actually is. It's PVD coating. I have this pet peeve because you're hiding its real material underneath. With something like this, you're seeing proper forged carbon as a composite, and you know what you're getting. You're right. You're getting that real feel.
How do they forge carbon like that? That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, the process would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? Forging steel is one thing. That's just.
It'd be an interesting process to actually watch.
Yeah, it would be.
Trust a brand like. Sorry, James.
So I like this piece.
It really is sharp, gotta say. It's nice. I do love how it looks like Damascus steel, the way the material bends.
Yeah, and I think it's what a lot of the LVMH brands have been doing for a while, right? experimenting with a lot of materials between Zenith and Hublot, between sapphire, carbon, and ceramic. They've been putting out a lot of pieces similar to this.
It's good to see.
We're seeing a move to a lot of watches becoming very skeletonized, though.
Yeah, that's the one issue with the Defy line. You either like it or you hate it.
Well, they do have simple three-handers without the skeletonized dials, and I do think those look very nice.
Thomas,
Guys,
that
I'm
was
going to step out real quick and buy some Old Spice.
that's a reminder to keep spamming that Movember link.
So the next one that I posted that's more like industry news more than anything. But Cartier came out with a new Métier d'Art watch. So they're kind of doing what other brands have been doing, like JLC, and doing a lot of enamel and handwork on their dials. So it's nice to see them getting in on that action as well, since they are, a jewelry focused brand. So I thought that was really cool that they're putting out some really interesting dials like this.
As long as it's not a Day of the as long as it's not a Day of the Dead skull on it, then I think, and whatever else we've seen so many other just.
I like this. I like
this. I really like this.
Mm-hmm.
The skulls can be good, but that Day of the Dead thing that we saw the other week was just. This is at least tasteful in the way that they've addressed the colors and the enamel.
What is it?
It's a leopard, not a panther.
They actually
enamel panther.
It's so it's a multi-step process where there's enamel, but there's also a mosaic aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll down, you'll see them. They actually are applying little pieces of material as a mosaic.
I can
That's
see
very
it
pretty.
now.
I don't like it
as much before.
I don't like it as much now that you said it's a Panther ID guy. I liked it just as a sort of artistic image, but now that
I couldn't see it before.
I couldn't see it as a Panther.
You couldn't see it as a panther. Wow.
No. I couldn't see it as a
either.
panther. I just saw it as some nice sort of some nice
Shapes.
colors and shapes. Yeah. Now I see it's a panther. I don't like it anymore.
I spoil everything now. Sorry, guy.
See, it's amazing what the eye does, because I couldn't see what it was, and then
Part of the appeal, though, isn't it, that if somebody notices that, they're going to, at first glance, it's one thing. At second glance, it's something totally different.
Ennis, how much is this?
No, it's about $50.
The straw and gold one is 75,000, and the enamel is about 110,000.
Wow!
So I think I'll pass.
Okay, I'll pass.
Are you sure you don't want it?
I'm positive.
I think I'll take the AP of the 100-year-old paint 105.
Why would you want a panther on your watch?
Yeah, but if you're buying the Debutun, right, you can't buy every watch every week, James.
Exactly, James.
So,
Debutun first. Priorities.
I like the fact
I'll take the Debutun.
I like the fact that they've done some
Thomas
artwork
gets a
on
new
it.
watch every week. Why can't I have one new watch every week?
Yeah, you can. You just can't necessarily buy all of the ones we show every week, right?
Oh,
Say the prices again.
Somebody's got to talk to my accountant.
The prices are 75,000 for the gold and maqueterie, and then 110,000 for the one that's full enamel.
Ooh. I mean, you can do this yourself. Honestly, you can do this yourself. Enamel paint, apply to a dial. You can do it yourself.
So
Sure.
I think
That's
you're
the
getting one of
challenge.
each.
I do like the panther. I do like that cat. I do like leopards. They are amazing animals. But on a Cartier, no.
I think
afraid I'll
I
pass.
challenge. He's going to do a panther,
No.
ID guide,
Tiger. We're gonna do
Now-
tiger something. Tiger fish.
Tiger, burning bright.
a tiger, ID guy, enamel dial watch.
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
I see.
Snake Minotaur. It's a good
I
idea.
see.
I see.
Okay, well, I think we've beaten this cat
Yeah.
to death.
Tiger fish there.
So the next one is another Zenith, and I think that one Neo brought it up. So it's it is a pilot.
Type 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so the blue one. With the blueprints.
Yeah, the blueprint limited edition where the dial is actually stylized to look like a blueprint.
Yeah. I was so excited to hear about this, and I started reading an article, and then I got hit the first picture, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I actually had a similar reaction when I saw the blue dial and the sort of skeletonized indices, right? The numerals. I thought, wow, that's like such a cool Zenith. Then I saw the blueprint pieces, and then it's not as like if they just removed those lines, right? It would be such a beautiful watch.
The Zenith Pilot watch is just a great. I mean, I wear a Zenith all the time, as well, and I love it.
Look at that big ass onion crown. That is so beautiful.
That's really
It's
nice.
just such a great watch. You can buy them so cheap as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think this watch would look beautiful without those dimension lines on the dial. At least with a bit more symmetry with those dimension lines, it would look really nice and clean.
Now, are those showing golden ratio lines though? Measurements?
No, I think they're just measurements. They're just showing you your true height from the center of the hands there in the middle, where the Zenith logo is, where the text is in relation to. It's basically just measuring out where all the parts are on the. Oh, it's so dumb.
It's really and look, I mean, blueprint. This will always look like a gimmick, right?
Yeah, I've read. It could look so beautiful otherwise.
Yeah, it's too bad because that blue is just they did the blue so well.
It's divine. So it's not just me, ID guy. This whole watch is off.
And one thing that if they didn't have the dimensions on the dial, that crystal is actually a second layer. Just seeing the process of how it's assembled, it's a second layer. So you've actually got a three-dimensionality element to that top part of the dial. So you've actually got some depth to those numerals. It would look gorgeous without the
and what's really cool about it is that when you look at it, you'll actually see the shadow.
The shadow cast, exactly.
Of the numerals. If they just remove the blueprint pieces.
It's just such a beautiful watch to wear, this pilot watch. I mean, it's just an amazing watch to wear. I mean, you can call it a tool watch, or it's just. I mean, you can pick up the Cohiba, which is the limited edition, which nobody seems to have wanted. You can pick up one of those for a couple of grand.
They were so close to hitting a home run with this.
Yeah, they were. You know what they could have done with those dimension lines? Just uniformity. The problem is that those lines are just so off in different areas. If there was a uniform horizontal relationship between all the lines instead of the verticals and everything added there, and I mean, it just breaks it up too much.
How much they wanted for this model?
No idea.
This one is, I think it's $8,000 they're asking for.
No, so that's just ridiculous. I mean, you can get the standard model for $5.
Yep.
I mean, Matthew Gerlitz is saying he really digs the blueprint theme.
Okay. Myself, I don't know if I
like the beholder, as we know of watches. I mean, what I like, and what you like,
exactly.
Things,
anything that you're hearing is purely subjective, guys. If you love it, then hey, more power to you.
And you're probably going to buy this watch at a great discount.
Yep, and we don't do this to hate on watches, guys.
No,
right?
no,
We're just,
not at all.
That's why we're here. We're here to hate on watches.
I mean, I love this watch. It's going to be an amazing watch. I mean, it's got a great onion crown. It's a great movement. It's a great watch. I mean, I said I wear a Zenith. quite often because I love the watch. I love playing with the Angle Crown. I love giving it a good wind. I mean, I've got obviously the Cohiba version of it, but this is a great watch, amazing watch, and
Yeah.
such a
Absolutely.
comfortable watch to wear.
No, we're
Absolutely.
here to show people the watches that are out. You know, it's just we're not giving out our opinions on them at all.
Well, actually, I hate the blueprint.
Go for it, Neil. Go
Yeah,
on.
There you go.
I mean,
Spill it out. Spill it out.
I love Zenith, but come on, I really don't care what the distance between the middle of the 3 and the middle of the 4 are. I don't care the distance between. I don't care about that. Like, if they kept everything else minus the blueprint type stuff, that would have been
Right.
a way cool watch. But
That's what we were saying. That if they had just eliminated that blueprint stuff, they would have had a home run with this watch.
yeah,
Mhm.
as
You guys are gonna have to look at this one for a while. Sorry about that.
And I just want to welcome Watch Habit. Thanks
Yeah.
for
Yeah, hi,
stopping
Watch
by,
Habit.
Watch Habit.
Hey, watch habit.
James,
Don't
I
get
don't know
me
if
wrong,
you've seen. I don't know if you've seen any of my apparel designs, but I feel like Zenith might have caught my fire somewhere along the line. I don't know if you've seen the latest stuff I've been sending around lately, but yeah, it's in the process.
No, I haven't actually.
Well, we're going to see some technical related stuff very soon. Hopefully, I'm getting some samples sent to me in the next 2 weeks, I think, and we shall see. Hopefully,
Well,
comes out
Zenith
okay.
would be because this is quite a. I mean, isn't Zenith the only watch that can be called pilot?
Very good point. Clive, the rancher, are you there with us? No? I think he has fallen asleep. He loves a Zenith, that guy. So, I mean, if we had anyone's opinion, it would be his.
Don't get me wrong. If I came across this at a grey market dealer's in the bargain basement bin for very little money, I would pick it up.
Bargain basement bin, I love that.
Mhm. I
And
mean,
it's
for sure, if you could get this one at the same price that you can get a used Zenith Pilot, then it would definitely be something you think about, right? You can probably ignore
Yeah.
those lines, especially with the blue looking so
And
good.
it's like a color of a car. You know, if you end up with a color of a car that you didn't want, after a few months, the color of the car becomes irrelevant.
I love the three-dimensionality to those numerals.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that whole
cool.
idea of it being skeletonized, casting a shadow, having some height above the dial. It just didn't need those
And
dimension lines there.
Howdy from Texas nailed it. I want the Zenith without the lines
Yeah.
and filled in the white numerals in 42 mil. Be perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I just want to welcome Rich Buddy. Hey, Rich, welcome.
Hi,
G'day, Rich.
Hi, Rich Buddy.
Are you okay back there, Zippo?
So the next one that we have, the next news link is, I thought was pretty interesting. It's expensive, maybe a little bit too expensive for what it is, but it is an American, a kind of new American brand.
Really?
It's Barrel Hand. I'm not sure if they've done many watches before. But they're trying their hand at a Urwerk style watch.
Mhm.
And so what I'm about to say, please.
Is that an owl?
This is what they write, right? So please take this with a grain of salt, because
Okay.
they say that they can get to a reasonable pricing because they use 3D printing. But the reasonable pricing is where it's a little bit debatable. It is 30,000 US. So that's where I say, take it with a huge grain of salt.
Reasonable. Very reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's. I
All
thought we
relative.
should include it because it's very interesting, right? It's a company trying to do what Urwerk is doing. It is a mechanical watch, right? You get a lot of these types of watches with quartz movements, so it is mechanical. But I think everybody would say, well, at that price, I would get a used Urwerk or MB&F or something.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
You can
30
get
grand.
Urwerk for $5,000.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this is a really hard sell, right? And as usual, because it's a new brand, it's a small independent, there probably isn't really a used or gray market for these, so
Right.
it's probably something you have to buy close to retail or something.
It's insane.
Um,
Just think what you could do, given the budget of 30,000. What you could pick up. There's so much opportunity. There's just so much variety out there, and not just one watch. You could get 3 exceptionally good pieces for 10 grand
It
each.
doesn't even, to be honest with you, it doesn't even look that great on the wrist.
Mm.
Yeah, it's what's interesting, because if you were really interested in trying to make it affordable with 3D printing,
You could.
if this was a let's say, because this is mechanical, right? If this was a $5,000 watch, then we'd be saying, yeah, okay, that's interesting, right? Kind of like a Gorilla watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's a really tough sell at 30,000. You know, if
that
not
heated,
impossible.
that heat treated crown cover there, just that looks. You know, the exhaust tip, crown guard.
Yep.
Whatever you want to call it.
This is like a friends and family type of company. You need your friends and family to buy what you made.
That's a very
It's
good
the
point.
watch only a mother would love, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
it screams like I need an industrial designer to come work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it because you'll lose your friends and family?
That's
after
cool.
20 grand?
That was pretty.
Oh, that
That's
looks
really
good.
cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
When you
Yeah.
hide everything
Yeah.
else, it's good in the dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's nice.
Mhm,
I like
but
it.
Again, right? Looks cool, but is that $30,000 cool?
No.
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 Imagine
Yes.
a launch party. You have to launch it as a disco.
Come on, everyone, we're going to turn the lights off. We know the watch looks better in the dark.
No.
Get you very
Uh,
drunk.
Yeah.
Get
Which
you very
brings us
drunk. Get you on some LSD, and
Well, that-
come
that
and buy
would be-
one.
Be the best launch party of the year.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sign up.
It is cool, like 3D printed watches. That's
Yeah,
probably
definitely something. And you know, the amazing thing about 3D printing is that you can build a whole gearbox with no entry points, no access points. Just build the entire thing to work in one mold.
And the whole
That's-
material sciences thing. That's
That's
you know,
incredible.
I mean, that's what you can do for something like watchmaking. You can do that without needing to ever put a hand on the thing. The movement, everything will work flawlessly, all under one mold.
Mhm.
I mean, that's real future thinking.
Yep. And that brings us to the last link. So I thought today we'd end the news on a high note.
Oh
and
yes, saw this.
That is the Philippe Dufault Simplicity 20th anniversary.
Beautiful.
That in the end sold.
Actually,
Yep, it sold for
screen grab it.
$1.55 million US.
Wow.
So
Wow.
people
I
were
screen grabbed it.
waiting-
And I was going to mention it on the show, but this is good to know that we're going to get it. Great.
Mhm. Yeah, people
Wow.
were waiting to see how much it was going to sell for, and so 1.51 million. I think it's, I think it's great to see one of those watches sell for that much after
Yes.
seeing all of those crazy,
Recognition.
Rolex, money laundering watches sell for crazy amounts. So I
right.
thought this was nice. So,
There was a moment.
It's beautiful.
There was a moment on the Philips auction where I just suddenly froze and stopped because it was a gold Daytona. It went for 500 grand, and it looked like it had been held under a Bunsen burner. And it's just like, seeing something like this go. Yeah, it's nice to see a bit of difference.
Yeah.
And
I
Hardy
like
says
the Hunter case back.
Hardy from
yeah,
Texas says, "Damn it, he slept through the auction. He would have offered 1.6 million."
Well, Audi, I'm sure if you call Philips, they'll give you the phone number of the person who bought it if you're offering 1.6. So,
What size is this NS?
let me check. It's
That's not
usually
34.
yeah, it's
not
not
34
that.
mil.
Is he 40 mil?
millimeter for 34 mil.
Yeah,
34 mils.
34.
34. Wow.
Yeah, the so the simplicity.
I could wear that on my pinky finger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it looked good.
The simplicity
Small.
was actually always small, and so part of the story behind it was it wasn't selling that great when Philippe Dufault first made it,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody either a dealer or somebody who was working with called them and said, "Hey, you have to make like tons of these and in relatively small sizes because this thing, your watches are selling like crazy in Japan."
There we go.
And he sold a ton of them in Japan. Well, a ton, right? We know Philippe Dufault doesn't make a ton of watches,
Right.
Relatively. So
34 mils.
yeah.
Okay. Isn't with the other one that he makes that's like 37 mil, right?
Well, he's made the Simplicity in different sizes too.
Has he? Okay.
Yeah, some of those are 37, but I think this one was an anniversary edition, so it's probably closer to the original proportions. I know Boozer. Well, actually, Boozer. So I think TGV bought the
33 mil is his size. 34
no,
was a bit big.
but he bought the Squale reissue or homage to this.
It's quartz, right?
No, you're kidding me.
I
Yeah,
heard he
it's-
was actually trying to commission ID Guy to get the Tiger Squally up and running.
You're kidding me, though. No, wait, hold on. Wait, wait, we've got to stop. There's a squally. No, please don't put that in my head. I don't want to know that there's a squally homage to.
No, there isn't, but there isn't. But if we all got together, we can make that happen.
We could
maybe.
do it.
Right?
How big are we going to make it, though?
I would prefer 48 mil.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, maybe.
48 mil.
Thomas is with me on that, aren't you, Thomas?
I'm a what man, James?
Or
Sorry?
we could make it like 65 and
Yeah,
call
why
it
not?
the Big Daddy 3.0.
There you go.
Favorite. God, I've got to watch myself. I really lost control when you mentioned that last
ID
week.
Guy, yeah. We don't
Yeah.
only going off on a
I nearly fell off my
laughing
chair.
spree again.
There was somebody.
And we want a Hutterback case like this watch as well.
Yeah.
one
Imagine the biggest spoof watch. Sorry, Flippin', go for it.
Somebody was saying something about TGV's 34 mil AP quartz, and absolutely roped him into saying that his wife prefers something bigger, and it was the best comment I've ever seen on YouTube.
Yeah, it was the 33 mil AP quartz. Yeah.
His wife prefers something bigger.
It was somebody that we know. I'm sure of that.
Is it 10 feel? It's got to be 10 feel.
That is so low. It's great. The best thing to do with a watch like this, imagine making the Squally homage, but then you have a case back, and underneath it you have a tiny, the smallest of Japanese quartz, not even Japanese, Chinese quartz movements with a huge retaining cage around it. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
That would be awesome. Enes, that was the last bit of news?
Yes. That was
All right,
it.
before we could jump into the chronographs, Watch Habit asked that we pull something up. So, Flippin, can you pull up the, this is his dream watch, a Patek 5231J enamel dial in yellow gold.
5231. I think I've heard of this one before.
I know nothing about Pateks.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm just as bad.
I
Don't
don't
worry.
know these Patek reference numbers. So
Oh, the World Time. Yes. I
5231J.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous watch. It really is pretty special.
The world. Okay.
Yeah, that's the enamel dial.
The Closan enamel dial. Yeah.
Oh, that one comes in two different.
And I don't know which variant it is. If it has the big hour hand. If it's a J, it's yellow gold. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a rose gold, isn't there, as well?
Yeah. R is rose gold. J is
Yeah.
yellow.
Isn't there also two variants as far as where you are in the world?
Yes, there is. There's one that the one that everyone wants is the full world scale, but then you also get one that's specific to more the east side. I think more Hong Kong edition. I think they have one. I don't know. I can't remember.
That's a beautiful watch, no doubt.
The Hong Kong version, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's an
And
expensive watch.
I can see that being your price upon request. That means it's really expensive.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
You don't want to know.
30 grand, isn't it?
It's over
it's a big deal.
100,000. It's over 100,000. This one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember Russell's story about it. Actually, he told. I mean, to get these, you get the full
That is
experience at
beautiful.
Patek. They take you in. They show you. Oh, he actually has the. Oh, awesome. Maybe I can send this. I can send this through in the Discord and show you Russell's one if you like. if anyone's interested.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, this is a really nice. It's only 39 mils, isn't it?
38.5.
Watch how
38.5. That's perfect.
Pretty close.
The one that Russell has is the alternate dial with the it's more South America, North America, South America, and then Japan, Australia. Actually, this side is maybe this is the more common one. I don't know the differences really, but I do know that the experience.
East Metal has its own map.
What I like.
Okay.
What I like on this Patek World Time variant is the lugs. Right.
Yeah. Stunning. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Canadian 155, is it? Canadian?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's nuts.
It's
Prices.
a beautiful watch habit.
Well, one of the only Pateks that I own is a World Timer, but not this one. It's the blue version, which is not worth anywhere near that.
I don't know what makes. I can't remember the reason why these are so special in particular. I mean, we know Patek doesn't do many enamel dials.
Yeah, it's
Right.
the enamel
Yeah, it's
dial.
enamel
isn't it?
dial.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember watching a video on this once, and it's actually hand painted.
Hand painted.
Yeah, isn't it? There's one woman that does their enamel
That's
painting,
correct.
and she had learned it from somebody else before they retired, and now
The
she's
woman
doing
before
it.
that. Yep, that's
But
correct.
it's just one woman doing it.
Yeah, and
Hold on.
It's
I remember.
It's cloisonné enamel, right? And what that means is cloison is basically like a separation. So what they do is they have this thin, like gold wire, and with that gold wire, they make the outlines of the various parts of the painting, and then you paint inside.
That's
kind of like
correct,
stained
yes.
glass. So
And
it is
no watch is the same either.
yeah, it's a very long process to do, and actually, it's one of the things that GLC does. Right, they have a whole kind of institute now in house where they're trying to have people that actually know how to do it train the next generation, so they don't lose it. So it's very intricate, very time consuming, and you really end up with something that
Truly
is
unique.
one of a yeah, it's a one of a kind, right? You don't have two of these that will be the same because it's not printed.
No,
I
none of
remember
that.
he's saying it's a son and mother team, he believes.
Awesome. I remember the one aspect that Russell mentioned to me was that he had to wait 3 years for this to be made for him.
Really, 3 years.
3 years, yeah. From I think he picked it up last year, and it was that long.
It amazes me that us watch collectors have such patience with time.
Right?
Yeah, but I mean, he waited 3 years, but in the meantime, he bought like
Oh yeah, longer or two, and yeah.
so there's patience and there's patience.
It's patience and it's diverting your attention somewhere else for a little while.
Yeah, life can't be that hard.
Color is
I
applied one at a time and heated in the oven. Wow, it's just
Yeah, there's a lot of them that are scrapped, right?
50%
Yeah.
of the dials
Very-
crack in the process.
Very high percentage failure, yeah.
50%.
Imagine your work being scrapped. Just like that.
Imagine you get to the very end and it's the final application and it's
Is it all
genuine.
based on time?
Go through that all the time.
Yeah.
Glass blowers can at any moment just lose it.
Yeah.
That'd be
Same with
terrible.
ceramics.
Have patience to do that kind of work.
It's a stunning watch, no doubt.
Imagine it getting through the process and Q&A going, no, it's not right.
Yes, that can probably also happen for sure.
That would happen as well, I would imagine.
Or somebody breaking it when they
Handle it.
drilled the hole for the hands in it or something like that.
Oh,
Once
Spider-
you finish it,
dial.
and then it goes into assembly, and somebody sneezes and drops it, or
Yeah.
Or you just get a spider dial effect on it, and then it's just, I can imagine. Nightmare.
well.
So the
Thank you,
question-
Watch Habit, for having us bring this up, man. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I had a couple of watches in the chat that I was going to just chat about that had caught my eye. If you wanted to
let's had a
Sure,
couple
sure.
of
Sure.
this week.
go through those, Zippo.
I'm looking forward to this chronograph segment. This is going to be exciting.
Hey,
Looking forward to seeing what everyone brought.
Have you got a chimney where Santa just drops off watches down the chimney? Or something?
I think it's gotten so streamlined now that it's not even a chimney service. It's probably even more smooth.
Mate, do you know the FedEx and DHL driver's name or what?
No.
Do you have a cup of tea waiting for him and what time
Yes.
he's going to arrive?
Has their private numbers.
They have Thomas's number on speed dial.
Yeah.
So, guys, this is a brand based in America, I believe. Or I'm not sure whether it's Amsterdam because they have their contact address there as well. But Rain
Rain's an Amsterdam company.
seem to be aiming themselves to quite a fashion-orientated market. This is the Asher model, and it really caught my eye with its rotating disc system. And as you can see, it has a semi-skeleton dial with a center disc divided into 5 sections. It was both sort of skeletonized. And the outer disc represents the hours, the middle disc of the minutes, and the inside disc the seconds. And the time can be seen displayed at 10 past 10 on the dial. And it may take a little getting used to, but it's quite simple once got used to. It's a 42mm. It's got an exhibition case back. It's a 36-hour power reserve. It's got a hidden crown, so is what they say, at 12 o'clock. There's 100-meter water resistance with an engraved logo. And it's 16mm thick. And the case length is 42mm. And this has a 27mm strap width. But you can go through it's 415 euros, as you can see. But you can go through the different colours if you want. Zippo, click on some of the different colour options, and it's quite an interesting piece. I thought I quite like the way they sort of displayed the time with the circles on the outside on the outside of the dial.
It's got a 7 Friday. It's got a 7 Friday look.
Ooh, I wouldn't want to say that. I'm not a fan of 7 Friday myself, but
it is 7 Friday kind of watch.
Do you think?
Did you say that you have to read the time at 10:10?
No, it's displaying 10 past 10 at the moment.
Oh, okay. No, but yeah,
I can't see that, James. Yeah.
Do you like the colors? They look good.
Yep.
It's
So how
good
do you read the
product.
time? You read the time at the top, at the 12.
That's my favourite.
It's got 3 discs. So the outer disc is the hours.
Okay.
The lower disc, where you can see the top, the disc at the top, which says 10. That's the hours, the outer one. And the lower one is the minutes.
Big Zippo dropped
And
off.
then the one at the top is the seconds.
Okay.
We'd have to explain it to the industrial designer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's not the easiest watch to make out at first.
No, not at first. Not when you first see it.
Industrial designers prefer 3 hands.
Yes, we do. Got to
And
keep
he's
it
back.
analog.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's got a bullhead effect.
Yeah, it
I
does.
quite like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all for different looking watches.
Have you lost the links now, Zippo?
Oh, probably. Yep.
Oh,
Me.
no.
God damn it.
You got some
Sorry,
more
guys.
I can poke that ID guy about.
Be right back.
Your best shot.
You know, we could just email him the
Colin,
link.
you know it's a secret affection I have for your ID guy.
Yeah, of course. That's how we do it. I mean, ribbing is what makes the relationship better, you know? That's
Well, you
how life
started
goes.
the ribbing. I mean, you know,
I don't know.
we
I
can't rib you on your.
No,
live
I
stream.
didn't
It's
start.
a
Remember.
one-way street.
Yeah, remember, I didn't start it. Look at my username today, Squalified. That's where it all began.
Oh, God, I missed that.
Squalified. Yeah, that's my new word I'm using. What should we do for this now? Zippo's left us now to our own devices. Oh dear.
Where's he gone? I don't know. It's his
Went to-
birthday and all, and
You want to think about beef?
mate, you meant to leave all your birthday presents for later.
Oh, the host ran off and left us by ourselves.
Hmm.
You
Where have
got,
we seen that before?
yeah.
We're going to count to 10. And then...
Yeah, I like flipping
No,
too much.
no, I can't do
that.
Yeah,
Can't do
he's
that.
cool.
He's a great guy.
We've
Oh,
got
I'm
to sing
spinning-
happy
Anybody in
birthday.
the com-
We've
I
yet to
can't
sing
see the
happy
comments.
birthday
Anybody in
to
the
him.
comments?
Yeah, we're gonna have to sing happy birthday to him.
Who got the cake?
I've been eating the cake.
Is it your favourite cake, Thomas?
I've already eaten that.
Have you?
So while we're waiting for him to come back, I know James that you're on a watch fast for a while, but have you, even when we're not actually buying, we're always looking. Has anything tempted you? It may, piqued your interest at all?
Of course.
Well, I have got a sort of a semi-confession.
What kind of a question is that, blue shirt, to ask James? Really? I mean, of course there's a watch out there.
Right.
It's like being an alcoholic and abstaining.
I was trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
No, you got to be straight from the hip.
No,
Okay, James, what did you buy now?
I haven't yet, but I think Thomas has got it covered, haven't you, Thomas? In the
Yeah, I've got it covered with the photos. So we'll see about those later on.
Sorry, guys. I should have warned y'all it'd be a shit show today.
So
Got beer bottles everywhere.
I've got the
Falling over
next. I've got the next. Have you got the next link?
I do. The
Yeah,
Depancel.
That's the one. Depancel, a French-based brand. Depancel. They're relaunching the Renaissance range. And these are available with a racing-themed stripe down the left side of the dial. The rectangular-shaped watches feature a Miyota 9120 caliber with a 40 hours power reserve, and they're 39 millimeters by 42 millimeters, and 12.8 thick, 100 meters water resistance. They've got what looks like a chronograph, which you might look like a chronograph on the dial to start off with, but it's actually a day, date, and month display with a 24-hour function, which can be a bit confusing for a chronograph. For a chronograph dial. They've got an exhibition case pack. They're limited edition to 1936 pieces, 1,936 pieces, and these
Why so few?
These watches are inspired by sports cars of the 1930s, with a radiator grille design to the case and a push-down crown that's inspired by radiator caps, and the style design finishing associated with radiator and headlight grills.
Yeah, I like that one on the left.
They're a great company.
If you click on that one on the left, if you click on the one on the left, Zippo, the blue one.
Yeah, that's really nice. And welcome, Rosa.
Rosa, hello.
You can scroll down. And it actually shows you what the type of cars that that they're taken from.
I like the rally strap.
Right, let's see that. I need to see this because me and mood boards, I was quite famous in university and with my clients when it comes to coming up with mood boards. Let's see what they've got here. So, grid dial finish.
What do you call that board?
Mood board, as in how do you feel? Yeah, but it depends on.
So that's basically how the design is inspired.
Yeah, looking at materials or looking at emotions or nature or whatever. I do like the grill dial finishing. That's a nice.
Yeah, it's 650 euros. This one.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting.
But they're about to launch. They're actually about. Well, I know this brand quite well. Obviously, being French, know the people here. They're actually about to launch another series of watches, but they're round.
So the grid dial finishing is nice, and the radiator cap. The other two, nah. That's just
you don't like the radiator architecture of the.
It doesn't really look. It's more fluff than like real substance, but it's good. It's a good starting point.
They had to come up with something.
Yeah. You can't just have two pieces there. It's good to have a bit more.
They're not marketing to an industrial designer. They're marketing to the public.
Exactly. Yeah, very important point.
Do you mind if I take a look at the white dial there?
Yeah, go for it, Zippo.
It's your birthday.
I never
Yeah,
thought
it's
he's
your
the best
birthday and
white
it's
guy.
your show,
show,
so-
man. Go for it.
I guess I'm the only one at the controls of this.
It's the French theme.
Yeah, you can see the racing stripe on the side.
Yeah. A little hard to read,
I
but
quite like the white dial.
Yeah, as far as a chrono goes, it's not very legible, which is a bit of an issue.
it's
Does this one have the?
it's missing
Ooh,
some
cool. I like that.
contrast.
Contrast.
Where does he come up with this stuff? Clive, are you with us? Paige and Clive. No, he's not. He's given up on us too. He's left the stream.
Came to his senses.
I
So,
kind of
yeah,
like these, Thomas.
I quite like them myself. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do do chronographs themselves, like James said. The Depancel brand, they do chronographs for more round chronographs.
They're about to come up with a new round watch, which has been on the design table, about to be launched, which is really, really cool as well.
Nice.
So that's about
The
to be released.
rectangular watches, it's different. It's nice.
Mhm.
I'm just
Nice to see
wondering.
rectangular watches for a change.
I'm wondering if the
especially
overall.
with
Sorry, go for it. Go for it.
no, I was just
Yeah,
going to say
something.
quickly, especially with those proportions, right?
Mhm.
Not like a thin rectangular,
Hmm.
and also not like a crazy huge one either. I think it's nice that
Yeah,
and
it's
it doesn't.
tastefully done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and because it's rectangular, it doesn't end up looking like a Monaco, especially with
Correct.
the with the
Yeah,
stripes. So it looks nice.
One thing I would suggest, maybe to emphasize the grill feature on the dial, is
Mhm.
to get rid of the lugs. Have an integrated strap into the case instead of
Gotcha.
having extended
Yeah,
lugs.
it's a good
there.
idea.
Just to clean it up.
it looked
Make it
very
look more
like,
like
it looked very
Yeah.
like a Monaco then, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Or an Apple Watch.
Oh, we gotta love our Apple Watches. Oh,
Did-
come on! Now
did- do
we're
we-
going to
that-
Nixon territory now, Zippo. Don't do it. You're gonna kill James.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
We rate Apple Watches next to Nixon and Squale, right, basically at this point by the sounds of
Well,
things. It's great.
the next one, Zippo, was another French brand, which with a watch that came out yesterday.
Wow.
And, after many months of anticipation, Laurier have released their Hydra Series 2 range.
Ooh.
And
that is fantastic.
I know you like the Laurier. No, it's the next
Oh.
link, the other link. The
That's
link above,
cool.
Uh-oh.
the link
Yeah.
above it.
I like these.
Yeah, they're coming next.
They're really sick.
See, this is where the action's happening, guys. France.
Mhm.
Way.
Yeah, a lot of brands coming out of France these days.
Yeah, it's strange, that isn't it?
Have you got the Laurier one, Zippo?
I do, yeah. I'm just slow. General.
Aha.
It's
Yeah,
your birthday,
so
mate. We'll forgive you
the
today.
the Laurier they did the I've forgotten the name of the other watch. It was the,
Neptune.
Neptune, that was it, James. Yeah, they did the Neptune. This is the Hydra Series 2 range. Released yesterday on the
This is
7th
going
of
to be
the-
fantastic because it's got the
Very.
This was released yesterday on the 7th of November, and they're taking orders now, which will begin shipping the following week. The Hydra's a dive watch with a compressor case featured with an internal rotating bezel with military-style markings and a date window nicely placed at 6 o'clock. It's 39 millimeters, 8.3 thick, with a 3.2 dome crystal, which makes it 11.5 millimeters thick altogether. It's got 47 lug to lug, and it's a 20 millimeters lug width. It's using a Miyota 9015 automatic movement, and it's 100 meters water resistant. It's got a screw down crown at 4 o'clock, and the 2 o'clock crown doesn't pull out at all because that just adjusts the internal rotating bezel. It's got BGW9 Superluminova and a push button clasp with 3 micro adjustment slots. It's got an extra micro suede travel pouch with a screwdriver for resizing the bracelet as well. I just think it's a lovely watch.
Mm.
They do a blue dial and a black dial with the gold accents on the hands.
a
This
blue
is-
dial for
Yeah, if you switch to
blue
the,
shirt Buddha.
if you just switch to the, that's it, Chris. Yeah, you see the blue dial
Oh,
there.
that is nice.
That is awesome. Really cool. My face is full of food. I'm just going to mute myself. Sorry, guys.
That's better than the Tudor, isn't it?
But this is going for
I think so.
Yes, it's more unique for sure.
This is going for $499, which is an absolute bargain.
No, that's not too
Absolute
bad.
steal.
Not too bad.
It's a great price. Absolute bargain.
That's US dollars.
Probably.
No, I know it is definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that watch is like.
I love that. That dial is absolutely bloody fantastic.
I mean, you could.
doesn't it?
There's not much you could do to improve this watch. This is just like if everybody talks 39 to 41 mils as far as the watch is concerned.
Yeah,
This is the sweet spot that everybody talks about in most streams. This watch is offering you everything. I mean, it's a super compressor.
Yeah.
It's got loom. It's got a broad arrow hand. It's got
an arrow hand. That's one thing I would change if it was me. Actually, just bump the hand size a little bit, just a little bit bigger. It does kind of look like a piss hole in the snow when you look at the rest of the. I mean, look at the minute hand next to it. It's a little bit too thin.
Really, I think the watch. I mean, I've got the prototypes, but
Yeah,
I think the watch is proportionally really good. I mean,
it is really good.
For me, it's too small. But
Yeah, I mean, Rohit's saying you should increase the arrow on the hour hand.
Just
maybe.
a tiny bit. Tiny
Yes,
bit.
I agree, ID guy. It should be just a tiny bit bigger.
I'm not talking Seamaster size. I'm talking just.
Right.
Like a half mil would make a difference.
really,
They could have so much fun with these. Hey, like a lollipop seconds hand, and just go to town.
Mhm.
It's a stunning. The canvas is all there for you.
But it's a nice watch,
really-
no doubt.
Yeah, I wonder though if
I
it
think when you
was.
see it in its person, I think proportionally it's pretty much spot on.
Yeah,
Bracelet on the
I-
wrist.
39.
I-
Okay.
Flat link
I-
bracelet.
I kind of wonder if the hour end, if the arrow was bigger, if it would look too much like.
It's
Otherwise-
paying tribute to something else. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's the difficult point. It's how do you keep yourself unique? And in this way, they are keeping themselves unique to their own style.
Yeah, because I see it this way, and it looks like it doesn't look like a Seamaster homage or something, right?
It's not paying tribute to anything. It's doing its own thing.
If you make it big, you start looking like an Omega a little bit too much, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
maybe.
I mean, as I said, I've got the prototypes, and I think that the proportions are. And I'm
Okay.
maybe biased a little bit, but I think the proportions when you see that in the flesh are spot on. And this watch is. I mean, look, this watch is going to be sold out in no time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
It's
got
probably
a
sold out by now.
cult following, $499 US.
I mean, that's the cool part. Hey? The price is
You
so decent.
You could put this at $699, it would sell out. I mean,
Yeah, you put it at $8.99 and it would sell out.
Yeah.
look, so I mean, look, the owners, investors are not being greedy. It's not being funded on Kickstarter.
Right.
It's being produced and then offered for sale, and it sells out. Every watch sells out every time. I mean, I think this watch is what the market's asking for in that 39 to 41 mil category, and I think it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's got
such a good
history.
point. Huh? Just mentioning what people want, and we've seen the Black Bear navy blue and how that's gotten such. I mean, this is miles more in the uniqueness front. Compressor crowns and everything else.
So everybody's saying want the arrow a bit bigger, but I mean, until you see the watch, I think.
You know what I really think would help? Clive would probably agree. Snowflake hand. That would change. That would just make it sting.
No.
What does Clive think?
I think
I
he's
think I
he's
killed it.
on mute. He's on mute at the moment. Is the answer?
I mean, this is I like this. This is nice, but for me, I kind of like the one we looked at before.
You like the guild?
No, I like the French one.
Okay, what the hell is going on? It sounds like someone is unwrapping
I
candy.
love the new Demoiselle coming out.
Filled with molasses. What the fuck? God, that's driving me insane.
Somebody's drinking without muting themselves. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, if whoever's drinking, please mute yourself next
Well,
time.
I'm drinking.
It was me. It was me, guys. I'm sorry. My protein check number 3. I do it often.
I was drinking as well, coffee. So we were all drinking at the same time.
Yeah.
So the next watch zipper, if you want to go on to the last one that I put up, was the Solabs Layer 1. This is a Chicago-based brand bringing design-orientated watches that don't actually put their name on the dial, which is interesting for a brand.
Very interesting for a
The
brand.
Solabs Layer 1 could be mistaken for the same style of watch as a Swatch.
That's
And,
why they didn't put their name on the brand on the watch.
For the retail price of $175, this is much nicer presentation, I feel.
This is fantastic.
The company's name So translates to layer or idea, thought, or conception in Japanese. And having lived in Japan for a short while, Rick, the co-founder, was generally influenced by the playfulness and design of minimalist aesthetics from the country Japan. And the layers are discs on the dial. These discs are layered with the hour disc on the bottom, read by looking at where the triangle is pointing, with a minute hand based on the second disc. It has translucent plastic acrylic case, and it's 38 millimeters, 45 lug to lug, and 10 millimeters thick. It's a Miyota quartz movement with a suede strap and has a 30-meter water resistance. It's $175 at the moment, but it's going for $149 at the moment, actually, on their website. And there's several unusually named colorways, which are you thought the Rolex ones were interesting. These are Turkish Coral, Olympic Sky, Abalone Steel, Emerald Rhino, and Salmon Fandango. So they're the colorways.
Oh my goodness!
If you ever thought
the Salmon Fandango,
I nearly choked.
It's one of the color names.
Looks like a peach.
I'm eating salmon.
Very, very frightening.
If you go down to the bottom of the page, Zippo, you can click on the photos and go through those.
Salmon Fandango, huh?
It's interesting that you brought that one up, Thomas, because I actually saw it this week. Somebody who purchased one posted it on Tim Mosso's Facebook group, and it got a lot of discussion, actually.
Right.
I think they're quite charming.
You can scroll through those photos just by going on the arrow by the side there.
I'd much rather see these in young people's wrists than Apple Watches, put it that way.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is what I love, is talking about no brands on the dial. The thing that defines this watch is its colorway and its aesthetic, what they've done with it. This is what a brand like Nomos could do in the creative space, be more adventurous with their aesthetics, and this is good.
There's a whole new I don't know how new it is, but the vaporwave aesthetic, where it's this is kind of lacking the neons and all that, but it's a new thing that
I see that
aren't aware of yet.
Yeah, especially this one, the blue one, and the Salmon Fandango.
Yeah, the
love that name.
Watches starting to use colors for that like this. It's very, very becoming very popular.
You know how difficult it is to get colors to match like this. You know how much time it's taken to get those 3 colors to work as well as they do together.
And these work beautifully. It's
been very impressive.
They're lovely, aren't they? For the money as well, for $149. I mean, it's a great value proposition.
Well, you can remember when Zodiac came out with the watermelon watch. I mean, diver.
Yes, that was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought? I mean, that would have been such a popular piece.
And
Urban Country, hello, sir.
Hi, Urban. How you doing?
Zippo, if you go back to the main page, the packaging is very
just
unique.
as good.
Yeah, it's really cool. Right there, the way they're packaged.
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant, man. It's very good. It's a way to stand out again, not having a brand on the dial, having just the colors, the aesthetics. Very impressive.
Do we know why they've used the name Solab?
Well, so translates as layer which is the name of the watch, is the Layer 1, and So, which is labs, is for laboratories, and So translates as layer or in Japanese.
Okay,
And
that's cool.
one of the founders spent a lot of time in Japan, so he's influenced by the layer and or idea, thought, conception, as it's translated in Japanese. There's,
This is very, very industrial, Japan industrial
he
design.
was influenced by the playfulness in design and minimalist aesthetics from Japan. So he's
And they're Chicago based, you said, did you?
yeah, the Chicago based.
I'd like to know how Swatch is doing these days.
Oh, they're killing it.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
It's like picking up a Coca-Cola wherever you are in the world. You know, you need a watch, just pick one up.
Grab a Swatch.
Yeah, contrary to what a lot of watch gurus on YouTube think.
Watch gurus on YouTube.
They
those words should not be used at all.
The Swatch group actually is doing well and run by a guy who actually is understands how to run a watch company.
That's me with my protein shake again. Sorry, guys.
It looks like it sounds like you're doing something else than
you Mike James.
That's what you call necking a protein shake.
Yes. Or if it comes out.
Okay, look. When you do it again, could you let me know so I could say squale while you're doing it?
That was me, guys. Sorry. Oh,
this is good. No, this watch is good. I'm very impressed. Like seriously, the colors, what they've done a very good job here. It's hard to it's hard to be able to break the mold and get out there.
Sounds like Chum of the Heart.
All right, I'll be back again.
Oh
no!
He's got to get another beer.
I tell you, it's live streaming. It's his live streaming time.
He's got to get another beer.
Has anybody told Flippo that he's reached the age of prostate testing?
Yeah, he has. Right.
That's why he's doing Movember.
Today's the day.
Yeah, everyone, if you want to sponsor Flipping Zippo for Movember, he's raising money for charity. So he's posted the link several times in the chat. If you could be so generous as to click on the link and donate, it would be much appreciated.
What do they call that watch again? Salmon Fandango.
Yeah, the colors are Turkish coral, Olympic sky, abalone steel, emerald rhino, and salmon fandango.
Okay.
I think I'd wear a salmon fandango.
Yeah, I was about to have a salmon fandango. I'm eating one at the moment, so I was about to spit it out of my keyboard.
Is that what the noise is?
It's me.
Rhino. I think he's wearing the emerald rhino in the photograph.
You don't want to feature a rhino on your product. That's really not a good sell. It's probably one of the worst things you could ever mention about a product. If you call it a rhino, rhino something with colors or anything else, you can get bad connotations in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I can't buy one. He's wearing the wrong kicks.
He is, yeah. New Balance. Come on. You gotta go.
Nothing wrong with New Balance.
Oh, there's more variety out there. Gotta get Adidas or Nike.
One brand of kicks to wear.
Brown Adidas.
We know you're an Adidas snob, James, but
I am indeed. Come on.
I've had them on my feet since I was about 7 years old, so nothing's
I'm
changed.
the same.
Yeah,
it's nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Spaghetti requiring attendance.
Sorry?
Spaghetti requires attendance.
Is that your way of saying you just went for a live stream?
Exactly.
Right. Handling the spaghetti. Got it.
Oh, that's where you went.
Yeah.
Just before we launch into the chronograph, Zipper, I think we ought to sing you happy birthday.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What key are we in?
What key are we in?
Oh God.
B major.
Ready? 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Look at the work we will do in once.
Birthday, flipping Zippo.
Let Thomas do it. He's doing well.
Happy birthday
Okay.
to
I'll let Flip it.
you. Was that just me by myself?
Thomas, you
Yeah,
nailed it,
mate, you
man.
got the best voice, Thomas.
Oh.
That was beautiful, guys. Thank you very much. Well
Now,
done.
if you look out your window, you'll see the pilot of
Hooray!
Thomas Arrange.
Oh, that was gorgeous. My ears are actually hurting.
Oh,
I'm-
God. I'm not giving up my day job for singing, put it that way.
Thank you, Urban Country.
Who's starting with these chronographs? Because I've got 3. So we have to have one modern one that we like, a vintage one that we like, and one that is the ugliest thing in the world, right?
Do you want to
That's the
start with?
idea.
Do you want to start with James's choices?
Oh,
Okay.
come on, me first.
Yeah, why not? You're
Okay.
you're in the spotlight, James.
Right.
Your time to shine.
I'll start us off with James's choice. So there's the first link, Zippo.
Ooh. Okay. I was looking at one similar. I was looking at not the bigger one, the smaller variants. At one stage, I was very close to choosing it. Actually, it was on my final list.
You're a copycat ID guy.
Yeah, I do. I steal from everyone. I mean, what's the best form of flattery? Theft.
God, it's like you're copying me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right.
Wow.
Go for it.
Okay, yeah. So my favorite. Look, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't actually have a need for a chronograph in my daily life. So for me, it's just. I mean, I'm a chronograph fashionista because I like the look of a chrono, but I actually don't use a chrono. I mean, unless I'm boiling an egg. I mean, that's just the reality about chronographs for me. So for me, my favorite chronographs are AP Royal Oaks. Offshores, and for me it would have to come back to the brick. That's the watch which I would probably wear the most in terms of business, terms of everything I do. The Royal Oak is probably the offshore brick is the one that I would choose as my favorite to wear.
And what is it about the watch exactly? Is it the weight on the wrist? Is it the presence? Is it the color? Is it the aesthetic?
I think it's actually all the above. I mean,
Oh, the size too, right? The size, it's 44 mils.
It's the size and the heft and the weight.
Yeah.
But that goes the same for me in relationship to all of the AP Royal Oak offshores. And as I said to Thomas, it's probably the only thing that's come close to me in the last year, which would replace that in terms of chronographs. It has been the AP. I'm not the AP. The Moser Streamliner chronograph.
Oh, you've just beaten me to the punch. Then fine, I'll have to use another watch. That's
the only thing that would have come close because I love the minute track on the AP Streamliner. And I love the bracelet, and I think the bracelet's the only thing which comes secondary to the AP. Yeah. But there's something about the AP brick. I mean, obviously it's obviously a precious metal. It's solid in weight. I mean, it's coming in at 407 grams. But not all the Royal Oak offshores that are that weight. Obviously, you got rubber, you got different bands. But for me, this particular watch, mine's a bit different. I've got the actual different. I've got the black face. I've got the gold face.
Yeah.
But for me, is the interchangeability as well, because you don't have to wear it on the particularly on the bracelet. You can put it onto rubber or onto a leather strap. So I find that I change that as well, because it is actually a bit of a. You think about it, it's nearly half a kilo on the wrist.
It's amazing when you think about it, eh?
Yeah, it is. It's actually amazing. But actually, it's in our family. It's there's 3 of us that wear one of these. So I mean, I went to market and bought quite a few of these before they all were not available any longer because they were getting blinged out. People were buying them and literally destroying them and. Yeah, they're blinging them out. So, for me, this is probably my favorite chronograph by a long shot.
And the nickname is it's the brick, and it's the cornerstone watch, really, in the family. So it's pretty fitting, right?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it.
Is it
absolutely.
a
So-
bolt or is it a screw?
Sorry.
Is it a,
Is
it's
it
a bolt.
or is it a screw?
Technically, it's a bolt.
So from
That's
your
my only issue with these things.
Yeah.
from your favorite chronograph, James, we go to your worst chronograph,
This is going to
Which
be
is
fun.
next
I'm
one.
liking this.
which is
My
the
worst
next one.
chronograph.
Well, it's
no.
coming up. It's coming up. It's,
Geez, you guys
Now
are
I'm gonna
prepared well.
get ready for the hate comment.
Here we go.
Oh,
Better be something good. An Omega Speedmaster. Here we go. Come on. Ready. Let's get the dislikes going. Dislikes flying.
the
Is this the
Ooh,
one?
yes. Good man. Good choice. Good choice.
Look, I have got the Daytonas in my collection, vintage through to current models, and I don't find the Daytona to be a great chronograph. I think it's too small. I think it's proportionally it's not right. It's just not right for me. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not right for somebody else.
Yep.
I just don't think it's right for me. And I've got models from pre-ceramic through to the current ceramic, and the only watch that ever has made my rotation of watches when I travel has been my ice blue anniversary, which I consider to be a dress watch because it's obviously strikingly nice and beautiful.
Yeah.
And it slides underneath my cuff quite nice.
Not
but
the
I
6239, not the Paul Newman on a bund strap.
No.
Really?
I mean, I've got them, and I do.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do wear some of them, but I just find, look, at the end of the day, I mean, even the vintage Daytonas are in the 37 to 39 and a half mil type sizings. And for me, they're 40 mils, like the smallest I like to wear. But the Daytona, I just think the dials are out of proportion. I think it's cramped.
There's a War and Peace at the top.
Yeah.
And just and then on top of it, the added hate to it is the hype around it and how if it's warranted or not, if it deserves it.
I'm not a Daytona fan, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they. I don't know. It's just. I've never had a need for a chronograph. I've never been a big chronograph man myself, and I always think that you could get such nicer watches for the money they demand. You know.
I mean, the wait list on them is just ridiculous. I mean, so many people. I mean, how many stories have you actually heard of people who have just wanted and waited or paid so much over retail to get one, and then they finally got one.
So disappointed in them.
And just like disappointed. I mean, I'm not a Rolex fanboy by any means, but I do like the tool watch of the sub. I love my James Cameron. I love my Sea Dweller. Think so.
Those are all functional watches. Those are every one of those is a functional piece.
They're professional series type. I mean, the Sea Dweller is amazing. This no date sub, probably the best decision I ever made. I love subs. But the Daytona, it feels dainty. It feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel. I mean, I'm a Porsche guy, so therefore you'd think, being a Porsche guy, I would love a Daytona because it goes hand in hand with motorsport racing. But I think there's so many other watches I'd rather wear and own and buy. Obviously, I have them for collectability's sake, but no, for me, it's probably one of the worst chronos because of size, functionability. I don't like the layout. I don't like the extra design of the actual the way the chronos are set.
There's so many elements to add to it. I mean, I could do the same. Wax lyrical about the asymmetrical subdials being put off, and then the diamonds added on top of it. Sometimes they can really go to town. Hey?
The actual what you got there, the only ones I don't mind. That's the one
that was stolen.
Yeah, I've got it back though. But that's the one
awesome.
I'd always carry in my rotation for as a dress watch, not for chrono purposes. And I don't mind the only one I do wear is obviously the Oyster Flex Daytonas I've got.
Yeah, the 116519, the white with the grey dial.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. So But I wear them more for functionality because of the Oyster Flex bracelet than I do because of the actual Daytona.
Interesting.
So, James, your favorite vintage chronograph was the next one up.
Yeah, that was a hard one because I've obviously got a fair bit of vintage stuff, but I couldn't go past the Type 20.
Yeah, we'll bring that one up.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to sharing my favorite
with her.
vintage. This was a very difficult thing to ask of me, gotta say. I struggled. I spent like 3 days pondering.
So
this is your favorite vintage one, the classic Breguet Type 20.
I've got. Well, it was bought for me by the family. I've got it on bracelet, obviously. I've got it in obviously vintage and also in current.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I mean, it's just an absolutely stunning watch. It's classic. It's automotive inspired. I think there's so many people that love this watch
for the right reasons.
Yeah, it's set well. I mean, what's not to love about this watch?
Yeah, they're amazing watches, and the newer ones, the vintage, it's not like there's crazy deals on them. But the newer ones, there are deals and
great value for money.
Great value. And so many people, unfortunately, keep saying, "Oh, it's not a real Breguet, it's a whatever." There are amazing deals on them, and if you're looking for an amazing chronograph that looks really good, this is a great one to get, and get it before snobs actually realize that it is a real Breguet that has real history, and they'll just skyrocket in prices.
I don't think even my second-hand one was actually that expensive, to be honest with you. I think that I think they are very much overlooked. I think when I got my second-hand one, it was actually quite well priced, and obviously I've got the new one as well. And I think, as you say, it's very much overlooked. And I think it's just, in terms of chrono, it's probably one of my favorite. As I'm not a chronograph person, I think it's overall, it's probably one of my favorite. For me, a chronograph's a toy. It's something to play with. I think it's one of my favorite chronograph watches.
Beautiful watch. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And with that vintage patina, it just looks gorgeous. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a beautiful watch, and I think so many people who have either got one or had one love this particular watch.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's the size of it? It's like 40 mils, eh? Or 39, 38? What would be?
I think about.
I think it's about 39.
Okay, that must wear so well, actually.
Yeah, it's 39.
The dial size and everything, it must wear so well because the bezel is really thin, so it must really fill the wrist well.
It actually feels bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, it would. Very nice.
And you can change it from a strap to a bracelet. It's classic. It is classic. It feels World War II-ish, but also it feels very automotive.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
And like Ennis was saying, you can get them at a very good deal.
Yes, I mean, I've had my secondhand one for a very long time, but it doesn't. I mean, mine's in pristine condition, but I just think it's just a wonderful watch. I mean, I'm sure many people have had them or have considered buying them, and I would still encourage anybody who likes the Type 20 to go and search for them because they're not expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to add one to my collection, and I hope to one day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having such a good time. This subject is fantastic because the perfect chronos in this space are ones that have a superb name behind them and then just excellent watchmaking. I love that blend of the two. This is an example of a watch, Breguet. I mean, hello. And you're dealing with an amazing aesthetic, which is so unique to the style, the Type 20. And then you've got the movement to match it. And it's that kind of stuff. I just love that added. It's almost like when you're improving your knowledge in the watch space, you start getting a lot more serious about the pieces that really resound or resonate.
I think the design DNA of the Type 20 is still used over and over and over in many
everywhere.
places.
Yeah. I mean, that was the Type 20 aesthetic was just something that was used by all sorts of names. Dodane, Breitling, Longines,
Zenith.
Zenith.
Undone are using it to do their
Oh,
watches.
yeah, Undone. Undone can land in our Nixon Squale pool.
Overdone.
Look, I mean, it is a beautiful watch. And
How about now? This is very trite, but how about that one thick register on the right hand side there?
That's the big eye.
The big eye, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
We're moving to the
lovely
next.
one.
Are we moving
So
to the
we've
next
got
horse to
NS
beat?
somethings to NS somethings favorite.
Oh,
We go.
Jaja Lecoutre. Okay.
Yeah, my favorite is very predictable. It's basically one of my favorite watches. It's the Jaja Lecoultre Duomètre. I think it's
Oh, a blue shirt's going to be upset now, I think.
No, I mean, I that was one of my choices, but I knew Ennis was going to pick this, so I
Okay.
picked something else. Yep.
yeah,
This is fun, hey?
It's an
Brilliant. I'm enjoying
amazing
this.
watch. Amazing watch.
So
Oh,
I
wow.
posted the one that's
Monster.
the newer model that's skeletonized. Obviously, there's a plain dial one as well. I just think it's the way the dial is executed, the way you have the 1/6 of a second, the foudroyant at the bottom, the two barrel, two movement, basically construction. Just the way the movement is finished with the German steel and the Côte de Soleil. I think this watch just has it all for me anyway. It's a really cool chrono, and as far as chronographs go, it's readable because the hands are different colors for the timekeeping.
Good point.
And the chronograph, it has two sweeping seconds, one for the seconds, one for the chrono seconds. And I just think it's such a cool idea to have two basically two power paths that lead to the same escapement, so that you don't have a problem with torque when you engage the chronograph. So I think it's just a great watch. Unfortunately, for people like me wanting to get one, prices have gone up a little bit on the secondary market, but I think they're really cool watches, and it still is, for me at least, probably one of my hopefully attainable grail at some point. So,
and just beyond mesmerizing watching that hand work, watching the chronograph running.
It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, I mean, I would have hesitated between this and the Moser Streamliner. But
don't worry, mine's lined up already. I beat you all to the punch.
But I keep going back to this one. And
can't blame you.
That's
it's stunning. And I put I was able to try on a non-chronograph version of this watch, and it's just it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, no, they really are nice. And then for the vintage, one I chose, it's the one I could find the quickest here. But my vintage pick is really more of not necessarily a model, but a bunch of models. So basically, most of the Vacheron Constantin vintage chronographs. And I found this one. I think this one's a nice example of those. You know, I do like the Comte de Vache, but anything in that sort of era, the 50s, 60s.
The dials are all the same on them too, right?
Yeah, the dials are very similar. I just like how they're executed with the blued hands for the chronograph feature.
Yeah, the blue hands, beautiful.
Yeah, and obviously
case design.
not cheap chronographs, but I do think that Vacheron Constantin did one thing in that era that some other watchmakers did not, which was put a lot of attention to the cases. And the dials are always nice. And to me, that's important because in that era, right, not a lot of the watch was actually made by the actual watchmaker. They were using third-party dials. They were using third-party hands, third-party movements. So I think it's great when you have these vintage watches that had a lot of attention to detail for all of the components on the watches.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
but-
It's just timeless. Eh?
What is this, 36?
Yeah, it's got to be
34, maybe.
Yeah,
You never know.
34, 36. But that's the cool thing about Vacheron is you really have to look because they made so many variants back then.
Right.
That you do have some that are a little bit bigger, and then you have the whole Mouth series, right, where the cases have like much thicker lugs and they're a little bit bigger in sizes, and some of them have hunter case backs. All kinds of features like that. So
It's a beautiful case.
yeah, I thought I really should post a couple of very classy watches because
Beautiful,
my
yeah.
worst.
I was so close. I was so close to looking at this. By the way, I
Yeah.
was just about to think. I thought, what could really piss in something off? And I thought,
Yes.
I
So,
was so close.
ID troublemaker.
Yeah.
because for my worst chronograph, I decided that for the chronograph to be really the worst chronograph, you need to have a brand you don't like. You need to have
Yes.
aesthetics that you don't
That you
like.
just adore.
You need to have a price. that's
Oh
stupid.
my
Oh,
But wait, there's more.
It's worse.
Also, at that price, you need to have a clone of a 7750
No
made
way.
by Concepto. Wait,
No.
Wow.
No way.
they're not a bad brand, but if you're gonna go for broke, you're not even going to use a genuine 7750.
Right.
You
You
have
have
to
to
use
get
a
a clone.
clone of a 7750.
How do you use a clone of a 7750?
That's called scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
And
Race
produce
to the
cycle
bottom.
has how many of these?
I
God.
don't know, and I don't care.
Look at it.
But it's a whole series, right? They made a Bugatti version.
Yep.
It's their epic.
Coffee version.
Yeah, it's the epic chrono. It's a whole series, and they're all as horrible as this.
Wow.
Some of them have fewer, less bling on it. But yeah, it's just the most horrible chronograph you could ever think of.
Oh, I love it in
for-
purple. That's one.
for
That's it was
crazy-
in blue. That's the
Yeah,
one
no.
for me.
I can't believe they're using a clone of a 7750.
No
I
shit.
know, and and the regular non-blinged out versions are like
They look quite cool.
$30,000. So for
And they do look quite cool. Could I throw in a completely different argument? I think they do look kind of cool without all the bling on them. Somewhere. Aesthetically, they look interesting. But this is a
Under the
mess.
I agree with that.
This is a mess. This is
Mhm.
disgusting.
yeah,
I'll be back,
you
guys.
have everything
Look at this one for a while.
really.
Oh no. We've got this on the screen for a long time, so we better strap in.
$760,000.
Who's going to pay that sort of money? That's more than a GF.
So stupid.
Yep.
It's just beyond it, man.
Well,
There's
but
no horology here in this piece.
No.
yeah, but you need that kind of pricing when if you're a Russian oligarch and you have to clean your money and you have to launder your money, you need something that kind of price. Look, the Jacob and Co. did not go to jail for nothing for doing these kinds of things. So, yeah,
Jeez.
it's
So what we're saying is that Jacob is a laundromat.
yeah.
Basically.
A very well connected laundromat.
We joke, right? But that's literally what he went to actual real prison for. So
I think it was a prison for cocaine.
I think it was a little bit of everything. Probably.
The emerald really speaks to me, It's just so.
Yeah, that's you, ID guy.
And what about that? What about the
No, I
15,
thought the green was for Thomas.
15-second track
Yeah,
there
I quite
in
like the
rubies?
green actually.
Yeah, that's ID guide. That's when you can't get a rainbow Daytona, right? So you
Right.
Got to get some
Go
contrast
on.
in there. I'm so happy I chose better watches than this.
Yeah.
I feel so happy now. Like you could literally put anything on the screen and it would be better than this.
I thought we were talking serious watches.
No, but there's serious, and you also have to have an ugly one. That's
You have to have
part of
one
the
you
rules.
hate, one that
I
you
mean,
don't
you
like.
guys.
I thought you meant. I thought when you said worst watch, what was your worst watch in your collection?
No.
I mean, you guys asked for the worst. I tried to deliver the worst.
Mm.
Yeah.
I,
This
well,
is
my
a
message
series
was
of
delayed by
watches,
my
correct?
daughter. I thought my worst chrono was that I didn't like.
No, we don't all have bricks and Daytonas, I'm afraid, James.
Although, it just occurred to me, guys, that technically the Diesel Big Daddy 2.0 is also.
Are you trying to get me to laugh again?
Just want to put that out there. It is a
Nice.
We know you secretly have the Big Daddy in your collection. You just don't want to admit it.
Exactly.
I just want to welcome ABC. Thanks for
hi,
stopping
Todd,
in,
you
ABC.
okay?
Howdy, ABC.
Hey, ABC.
Oh.
Is he in the chat or is he?
Hi, B-Dev, you okay?
Yes. Hey, how you doing? Orange Hand saying producer Michael wouldn't even wear this. I'm not so sure.
No, he's got
he's
I'm not
this
so
in his
sure.
watch box. The white and the red.
Well, I'm looking forward to jumping to my selection, and the ugly watches should be
why
pretty good
why
too.
did we go there? Well, let's go there.
Suppose live streaming. Is he back? He's back.
I'm
with us.
back, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Live streaming.
Live
How's
streaming again.
tiramisu, Zippo?
In my own defense, I'm about 7 beers in, so.
That's all good. Drunken thumb. That's the way we work.
So let's go. ID guys.
Yeah, I've added an extra category. This was if I put myself in the shoes of thinking if I could own any chronograph right now with a bit of X factor, not only from a great brand but also insanely cool watchmaking on top of it, what would I wear? This one to me gets the Avant-Garde Award for the year 2020 because it's
I agree.
It's just something that really does captivate me. The size, the bracelet, the case form. It's very true to Moser in a way, but it's also looking at 70s inspirations, which we are starting to see become more popular now, so the hype train's building up. But
this was nearly my first selection.
Yeah, it's just a fascinating machine. I think being a chronograph with a 60-minute counter, there's no fluff on the dial. There's no sub dials needed. It's all there in one place.
Minute track.
Yeah, there's character. There's lots of it's simplicity, but there's lots of character to all the elements. So it balances it out very well. It's a pretty easy answer to give for this kind of question. But
and price wise, it's just compared to some of the other watches.
Yeah, it is quite an easy answer to give, but I think this is one that again, speaking from my thinking, wearing this watch, I would totally wear this watch on a daily basis. That's kind of the classification. If I can wear it and enjoy it for whatever it is, this is the
It's a beautiful watch, no doubt.
Yeah, this is a watch you can wear as a daily driver and not what. It's just such a beautiful. I've obviously have spent a lot of time with it and not take off your wrist, and it's just such a beautiful watch.
Yeah, very, very cool. So that's kind of the outlier, the Avant-Garde Award. But then the other two, in the favorite and the vintage category, I struggled with a lot because they both kind of ride a similar line. The favorite selection, we will see. This might surprise Thomas, actually, maybe, probably not. I don't know. But it's quite a cool one. It's one that I do often go back to looking at, and it's the deep sea chronograph from Jesuit.
Interesting.
I just find it another one of these outlier watches. It's 50s, 50s inspirations, very much like the Seamaster.
I'm surprised by that selection.
Yeah, but just I just think it's such a quirky piece with the accent in the center telling you if the chronograph is running. And as a daily wearing watch, I could totally do this. I'm not someone who wears chronographs. That's 40 mils, I think, about 39, 40 mils. Maybe it's 42 actually. Yeah. But for me, being a daily wearing watch, I do love a dive bezel on my pieces, and if I can get a chrono with that as well, yeah, I'll take it. Talking about movement and everything too, it's JLC, so it's got a fantastic name to it. Symmetry, another big detail about chronos. Helps to be able to read the chronograph as well as read the time. and yeah, it also just has legibility in spades. There should be some good photos on this further down in professional. They did a week on the wrist or something on this.
I picked you more as a super master compressor guy.
Yeah, for me, this is just simplicity in this space. The master compressors are cool. Yeah. I'm sure I could spend more time looking at them, but this is one that I keep coming back to for some reason or another. Also, just love the Tropic strap.
Look at that. That is great look.
Does look nice, doesn't it? Really nice.
Yeah, so that to me is definitely one of my top picks. But the next one is also, it's in the vintage category, but it's just as much of a favorite. If I had to choose between the two, I would probably take the vintage choice that's coming up next, even though this is a vintage reissue.
Yeah, it's a nice watch. Very nice.
Yeah. This one might surprise a few as well, this next one coming up.
I would have thought you would have been a rose gold. Oh, really?
This, to me,
really
is the king of automatic chronos. The G381 El Primero.
Nice.
So when you look at it as far as a watch, as far as a chronograph, you can read that thing so easily when it comes to using it for its function of being a chrono. And just all of, I love the contrasting colors. I'm not a gold person by any means, but on this watch, for me, yeah. Panda aesthetic, black and, okay, it's nice to see. Nice to see him there. Well, Willem Dafoe, it's been good. We'll see you again.
He is.
Willem Dafoe. We're off.
There was a firefight.
You've always secretly wanted a rose gold watch, haven't you?
I do find rose gold an appealing color, yeah. But this is a reissue of the original G381 back in the day. But yeah, as far as a chrono goes, Panda aesthetic, black, white, gold as an accent, great movement, great size. I think it's like 39 mils again, so it's pretty wearable for most of us. And yeah, real character. Dig it, I must say. Again, it's finding this clash of a good brand. Just classic.
What resistance does that have?
Oh, 100 meters, 200 meters. It's great for the sea.
It's not,
highly recommend it.
It's got no it's a pusher.
Surfing watch.
Yeah, it's a surf watch for sure. Yeah, it's pump pushers. Yeah, there's no water resistance at all. I wouldn't even hold it near water. But yeah, I just find it such a stunning, as far as a piece that represents a chronograph, design-wise. It just does so many good things.
It's a nice looking watch.
Yeah, it's nice looking. It's not the option I would have thought you'd chosen, the ID guys.
No, me either.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I thought long and hard about it, but decided, let's try be a bit out there.
I thought
again,
we
these watches.
An Omega from you.
Yeah, I decided no. I mean, I could easily have just chosen a Speedmaster, something simple, but no. This is this just adds, again, as far as a watch that I would want to wear for its watchmaking, for its aesthetic. Yeah, this is it's a win.
Really cool picks.
As far as the ugly one, though, we're gonna have a good time with this. So it does include diamonds. So we are following NS Something's vein.
As it should.
Diamonds.
Yeah,
you guys have the bling or what?
You gotta, if you want to make a bad chrono, add diamonds, and you got to win.
Absolutely.
This is a 41 millimeter ladies chronograph that I stumbled on.
I wouldn't
from
brag now.
From a brand called Tudor. And all I can say is, it looks like something you got out of a lucky packet. Once again, it is got to be one of the most lazy, uninspired chronographs.
Oh, that is hideous.
I've ever seen.
Ooh.
Yeah, Elephant Man.
Oh, it's only 3,000.
Exactly. I mean, it's pretty good, right?
That's a lot of money for me, James. That's a lot of money for me.
Look at the sub dials. Look at the colors they use. These come in pink and turquoise.
Would you like me to send it to you, Thomas?
No.
There is a mint green. There is a mint green color. Yeah, mint green.
Mint green. I might like.
Send it to Thomas.
I think Thomas would like the mint green color, just like this mint green rubber strap, everything.
Did you guys notice that it still has stickers on it?
Yeah,
like it's that
New old
ugly
stock,
that
boy.
they never even bothered taking off the stickers.
Wore it.
Can we make an offer for Thomas and the green?
Remember, mint green. We're not talking just any kind of green. Really
Where do
classy.
I find the
Mint green.
color?
This is just a listing. I can find.
I can
it's-
see Thomas walking down the street with mint green and that.
I just thought purple
I
would be
like
good
mint
because
green. Come on.
purple is just good because it's a color that we can probably unanimously hate on because it's just a bit weird on a chrono.
Hey, Thomas,
But,
that's more expensive than the P01.
You're shitting
Really?
me. No, it's not. Can't be.
No, it's not quite. No, just £200 over.
So
That's
the
what?
one 200 off.
Isn't the P01 less than that?
Yeah, P01's 2,099.
That's what I'm saying. It's more expensive than the P01.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Oops. So just look at the diamonds on the lugs there, and the way that dial just has that tapestry to it, and the sub dials, and it's just the most uninspired.
There's only diamonds on the lugs.
Neville Grimshaw says it reminds
Oh, I
him of
guess
baked potato.
I'm in
Yeah,
love. Thomas,
look-
I think you should grab this for you, mate.
This is going to be my profile picture next week. I'll make sure I find the green model for Thomas, especially.
I think Thomas loves it. Don't you, Thomas?
No, I don't, James. Stop
I think
pulling my leg.
the lugs, the crown guard speak to you as well. I think.
Oh,
How about
dear
you,
me.
Zippo? Do you love it?
Orange Hand saying that the P01 needs diamonds.
No, no, no.
Orange hand, come on.
Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty, Orange Hand.
Yeah, this to me is like the epic chrono, but in a different way. This is just so. It
Do
makes
we
you just.
know? Do we
the-
know what was the original MSRP on this watch? I mean, it can't be that, right?
They're from the early 2000s. You know, when Tudor was going through it.
And
Oh,
they
no.
still think they're going to sell it at that price?
Look.
I think they are. Yeah.
Oh,
they're
it's
trying.
good. How are you doing?
I mean, I would give them 200 quid for that.
Oh, okay.
I think Zippo has to mute himself, or he's
Yeah,
gonna.
1 second here.
Are we gonna leave this on the screen? No, please
Yeah,
don't.
how this is done.
My eyes are burning.
No, please. Let's go back to the Zenith. Let's go back to the El Primera. Anything but this.
Let's add to bag, send to Thomas Burnett.
I'll do it right now.
No.
What was Tudor thinking?
Were they thinking? But I mean, the colors. There's some really good colors with this. Just remember, blue shirt. There's one in blue. There's
Oh,
blue.
there's someone in the blue shirt as well.
There's blue. There's pink. There's mint green. There's
Like
red.
Like what Travis says, back when TD were experimenting.
Experimenting.
You know, the Iconaut
What?
days.
Did they have a kindergarten design contest or something?
This makes the Iconaut look like a beauty queen.
It looks like an absolute masterpiece. That dial, I just don't understand, man. What were they
Matthew
doing?
Gerlitz, yes, you can say that you like this kind of watch. That's fine. Yeah.
For sure. This to me, I mean, I look at it and it's just, I feel it's lazy to me.
Like,
You know,
Lazy and
how can they put their name to something like this? I mean,
no
that's what
proportion. I mean, look at the crown guard on those on that
And-
watch. Oh
and
my
the close
god!
and the close contender to this was a fully blinged out Breitling chronomat. I was so close. Two-tone and all of that on top of just diamonds. It was just with Roman numerals everywhere. It was So this was the close second.
I don't like the chronomat at best of times. Though,
Yeah. It's just I just don't get it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
this is it's definitely one of those weird Tudors.
I can't believe Zippo leads us at the best of times with that on the screen.
With this on the screen. God, we had a
We're here now. Just deal with real life. Sorry.
beautiful
No worries,
Alfa
man.
Romeo.
No
that-
worries.
for that-
You're the
for
birthday
that, we
boy.
have to
Anything
send
goes
one of
today.
these- Send one of these
Not
to
even
Zippo for his birthday.
It's work shit that I have to deal with now.
We should just buy these in bulk. Buy like 5 of them and just send them out to everyone.
Is there make an offer button?
Let's see.
So
I don't
for you Rolex aficionados out there, if you get this watch, do you keep the stickers on for the
Collectability.
resale?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
man.
or do you remove the stickers on this
Factory diamonds. Factory diamonds. You know it's going to go up in value.
Yeah,
one?
the diamond's probably worth more than the watch.
Yeah. Yes.
What were they? Oh, I gotta stop. Okay, enough.
I should have gotten it in pink instead of purple. This was the highest res I could find of the watch.
At least the pink would probably look prettier.
With a crown guard like that, I don't know so much.
At least it's a good tool watch.
Yeah, with diamonds, I don't know so much.
I don't think it's a tool watch. I think it's a bizarre watch.
I think some tool designed it.
Yeah.
More than likely. Is that on leather or is that on rubber?
Rubber. A purple rubber strap just for you, Gluzy.
Oh,
you-
lovely.
You really
Lovely.
put out the stops today, ID guy.
Yeah, I tried. It's even got a deployant, by the way, just so you know that when you're putting it on, it doesn't fall off your wrist. So that's a big thing too.
I want it falling off. So I can
Yeah, I was
hang on
just going to say that,
insurance.
James.
And did you guys notice that in all of the subdials, the top numeral
It's
is
bigger. Oh my
bigger,
God, I didn't
including
notice.
one at the bottom?
It's a
Right.
gift that keeps
Oh.
on giving. It's just a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one stinker. You know,
Are
you
you
gotta have them.
Are
What
you
does
back
Clive
with us,
think?
Zico? Are you back with us?
I am. Yeah. Sorry, I had to answer the phone there.
Here we go. Have a look at
Yeah.
that beautiful deployant.
And I think BDev in the chat has
Oh
coined
yes.
the series for this. He's saying the Tudor Vomit Bay.
You know what, BDev?
Tudor-
Because of that, I'm gonna design one.
Or the
That-
Tudor Bad Bay.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
Vomit Bay, I think I'll do.
The
What
Bad
color is it gonna
Bay.
be? What color should we make it? Like a beige. Beige, you know. What a beautiful model. Don't you love how they put Tudor on the rubber strap itself?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just to
yeah.
remind you that it's a
Yeah.
Tudor.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely there's a designer that bought a
Full
lot
of-
of cocaine that
A
year.
little bit full of
so-
themselves.
You
Gotta
meant
have a
acid or
hobby.
something. It must have been acid or LSD. Not
I think you
cocaine.
need to rescue us, Zippo. I think you need to take us to Blue Shirts Link. I think
Yeah.
we need to.
Have we lost Clive?
We need to.
Yeah, we lost.
Yeah,
Clive had
Clive
to
had to go.
Clive left us ages ago. He gave up on us so quickly.
Yeah, he had to
I
go.
didn't even hear him say goodbye.
He mentioned in the chat. He said because I made
Oh,
fun of his snowflake hand thing, he left.
Yeah, he
was-
couldn't take it.
he couldn't
Took
take
his
it
toys and
anymore.
went home.
Oh,
No, he
okay.
apologized, but he had to go. So, but for
I-
those
I'm
who
not-
know,
I'm not
Yeah.
reading the chat. I was waiting for the Rolex fanboys to hate me.
On the Daytona.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, everyone in the chat seems pretty on par with your thoughts on the Daytona.
yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm a Rolex fanboy, but the Daytona is not one of my favorite watches. You know,
No.
there are many more chronographs I would much rather have for the money than
Get an El Primero. Get a
than
Speedmaster.
Daytona. Yeah, any number of watches.
I just can't understand why you go wait for a Daytona when, I mean, I love my Sea Dweller. I'd rather you bluesy. I mean, it's just like so many things that I would rather have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much do Daytonas list for? Like 12 grand now, or 13?
Well,
What's the...
you can't get one on the
I know,
wait
I know.
list unless you're
Right.
you got an AD,
Hmm.
but they're selling for 25, 30 grand.
I mean, that vintage El Primero that I was showing you, the G381, you can find it for 12 grand. It's
That's
like,
not.
you know,
That's what I mean. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The Daytonas, you won't get a Daytona under 23,000 US.
Hell is going on here?
Yep.
I mean, I just think that, and once you start talking that sort of money for a Daytona, you're really starting to get into Moser, AP.
exactly. What else
Yeah.
can you spend that money on? There's just so much other variety out there. Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
you're in GP Laureato territory. Their latest Infinity watches are 13,000 from an AD, and you'll get 30% off.
Yeah.
Why the hell is the link that I shared so fucking long?
That's the link to the last Tudor that you showed.
Yeah. Ladies diamond chronograph.
You put it in the
Check
chat.
that one out. Then
New
put it in
old
the
stock
chat.
2020.
You
Are
put
you
it in
trying
the
to sell
chat.
them for them?
You put
Don't
it in
tell
the
me.
chat by accident, Zippo. If you want to, just go to Blue Shirts link, which is below ID guy, below Clive and ID guys' messages in the chat.
Can do.
New old stock
go to
2020.
Blue Shirts link, which is a Hoodinky one. And then that will take us to his first choice.
So what is this, Blue Shirt? Is this your hated watch? Is this the one that you
No.
hate?
This is my favorite. Then the vintage. Then the hated. And I have to. This is going to steal a little thunder from because it's another Type 20, but it is the.
And it was my choice as well. This one, I was going to go for this, but I've chosen another instead.
Great minds think alike. This was the 2019 only watch that Zenith did.
James has just left us, I think.
Oh,
you've just kicked James off with this.
And I know I felt, I felt bad, but to me, this is one of the most beautiful watches ever made.
Absolutely, one of the best chronographs about.
That was one of the nice. Only watch 2019.
Yeah,
the competition was fierce, and this still was up there with the multi-million-dollar watches, right? I mean, this was
there was the salmon dial Paddock and let's put it this way: they were expecting it to go between 35 and 50,000 Swiss francs, and it sold for 210,000.
To me, beautiful. This was the execution on this thing was just amazing, right? Yeah, perfect. And they took something so simple and. They could have just done like just normal vintage of their modern. They did it perfectly.
They could have added diamonds though, just to make it a bit nicer.
Right. They made it lime green.
Yeah.
I mean, they put it on rubber, but they took their quintessential tool watch, pilot's watch, that's been a mainstay of the brand, and it was so subtle. You don't see a lot of brown dial watches, but it just. If they produce these watches, they would sell them like crazy.
They'd be very popular. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not a huge chronograph fan, but this is the one that I would really love to save for if it was affordable.
I think James is so angry that you've chosen this. He's left us,
and I felt bad that he did. I didn't really think he was going to pick a Type 20, but Thomas and I were talking back and forth, and he was like he said he was going to choose this one. So great minds think alike, but what a beautiful watch. I don't know what else to say about it.
Question: do you feel like the 30-minute counter is a bit too little for a chronograph? Technically, you could use it for an hour if you're using it to that extent, but there's no other added.
Right.
If you're paying attention enough to need it, then you're probably gonna know to use it. If that makes any fucking sense.
Yeah, this was an aviator's chronograph, right? So. I think it makes sense to be 30 minutes. If you were timing anything longer than that, you'd probably want to just use the time, right? Synchronized time. So, and I think I think you always have a it's a balance that you it's a fine line, right? It's 30 minutes, but it looks so good, the numerals, everything, it's so balanced, especially given that it's not like a chronograph is something you use right that much. So I think this is where form is important on a watch like this, and it's beautiful.
And did this win awards? Did this actually win one of the main awards at the was it GPHG, you said? Oh no, it was for a charity. Yeah, it's for
this was one charity for Only Watch.
Only Watch, that's what it's called. Yeah,
right.
Could they have done the crown differently?
I think the onion crown it's a pilot.
Yeah, that's classic aviator, classic Type 20.
Yeah,
that and the piston pushers, you gotta love it.
Yeah, is there such thing as a non-knurled onion crown? with piston pushers like that.
Looks great, doesn't it?
No, look, this is one of those watches where it's perfect.
James is backstage flipping.
Okay.
I think he's cooled off after Blue Shirt stole his
I'm
thunder.
sorry. I'm sorry I stole your thunder there, James.
You're going to get something interesting in the mail, I think, Blue Shirt. I'm still in your bushes waiting.
I know you are. I know you are. I always look out my door twice
Patiently.
before I step out. Yep.
Patiently waiting. I'm sure to follow your watching what you have on your wrist. I'm making sure that once I see the Rolex on your wrist, I'm going to be after it.
James,
Rich
I'm
Buddy,
sorry.
Rich Buddy, catch the. Hope you caught the link there too. Join up, man.
James, I'm sorry I stole a little bit of your thunder, but this watch is it's one of my favorite watches ever.
I think we need to plan something, James.
Okay. That's okay, Blue Shirt. No problems at all, mate.
I mean, this watch is just so incredibly. It's subtle.
Rosa, you joined too. It's my birthday after all, so
there you go.
And I peeked ahead at Blue Shirt's other picks, and I have to say, this is going to be a wild ride. It's going to be worth it.
What's the other? Did I miss?
No. This is my first one. This is my favorite.
Oh, no, you haven't stolen my thunder at all. It just shows that smart minds think alike.
Right, and actually, Thomas was going to pick this watch as well, and him and I were chatting yesterday, and he relented and let me pick this. So it was very gentle.
I can't believe you chose one of my favorites as your most hated piece.
Well,
I'm never going to forgive you now. Your brace is going to get
when we get to that, I have to, for that selection, I tip my hat to NS something because he was the his choice the other week was key to me delving into that brand. Your brace
is going to get a good love bite from me now.
It doesn't surprise me that Type 20 is in the forefront of a lot of people's minds because I know a lot of friends of mine that would say the exact same thing. So.
Yeah, but just the way that they didn't mess with this, they didn't go overboard. It's just so subtle. The only shame about this watch is that they only made one. That's the only thing wrong, is that they only made one of these. If they produced this, I would buy this in a heartbeat.
Thank you, Rosa.
Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely. Like I said, if they put into a full production model, it'd be something I'd be saving for.
Yeah,
definitely.
Indeed. All right, you want to flip and you want to go to my next one?
Sure thing.
I'm finishing the food that I have because I know that when we get to the last one, I'm going to be choking on something. So I'm just wolfing it down quick.
I thought you're used to choking on things, aren't you, early guy?
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to get you for that one, James. That was harsh.
That was brutal.
And so for my vintage, it has to be the original Caliber 11 Hoyer Monaco.
Steve McQueen.
The real Steve McQueen.
So now you're going after me and my El Primero. Is that what we're saying?
So one of the three, between this, the El Primero, and the Seiko, there are different arguments as to who was first.
Yeah.
This was a collaboration, but what a beautiful watch.
Yeah, this is a great.
You're on your own, guys.
Another live stream. Good God.
All right. Well, at least he left us on a nice
good
watch.
piece.
Yeah, not on an ugly piece.
Yeah,
right.
tell us more about this Blue Shirt.
I mean, I had one of the re-editions, which was a Solita with a Dubois de Poivre module over it, but this is the real Hoyer Caliber 11 when they were racing to bring out the world's first automatic chronograph.
Call it the real Monaco McCoy.
Yeah. And we all know the story that on the set of Le Mans they had a whole bunch of they had several Hoyer chronographs for Steve McQueen to wear. They happened to have 3 of the Monaco, and so because they needed one for close-ups, one for distant shots, and a spare. They chose this, so that's why he wore it in Le Mans. But
he was supposed to be wearing the Joe Sufo Octavia instead. That was the watch that was actually in circulation then for all the racing drivers, and just for marketing purposes, this worked so well with the Golf, Porsche, and everything. So just
worked. So the reason why to get the chronograph to get everything to fit, they had to put the crown on the left-hand side, which would make is another distinctive feature of this watch. And it's just I really enjoyed my time with the later model that I had. It's just it's a cool looking watch.
I'm so looking forward to seeing what the price of the Steve McQueen's going to be. Huh?
Yes.
What does everybody estimate it will fetch?
Ooh, 500. I'm gonna say ballpark about 500. Probably could even go for more.
Yeah, for more.
Yeah, I could see this going for $1 million.
750 maybe maybe as a minimum.
I'd say somewhere between 750 and 1 million.
Yeah.
Well, you really need is 2 people that really want this, and who knows how much it could go for.
I think it's going to depend a lot on who they get into the auction house, right?
How much they hype it up first.
Yeah, because this is one of those pieces where you potentially have customers that aren't necessarily into the watch itself, but into the history of it, right?
The provenance.
Yeah. So
you're talking about people who are into. You're talking about Porsche files here who are into watches as well.
Yep.
You've got a dual audience.
And let me tell you, I never got as many compliments on a watch as when I wore my Monaco.
Don't worry. Once I scratch up your bluesy, you're gonna get many more.
I mean, it just looks like nothing else.
Darry, he's got Wonder Woman ready to support him now, mate.
That's right.
The Art of War. We've decided it's going to be a double play. You think you're being supported anyway. Keep going.
Yeah, no, I just love at 39 mils. It's just well proportioned. It looks great with the blue dial, and the pops are red. And it's just an interesting watch. It sits well on your wrist. It's not too thick.
It's a classic. It really is a classic.
Yeah.
And it's that precursor to the television case. I mean, 1968 or something this was made, right? So it was right in that early phase when there was none of this 70s style that we would later see. This was one of the first to actually really jump on it, be one of the first in that area.
Yeah. So,
the Octavia Hoyers have become I love them now.
Yeah.
I've always loved my collecting started out with them, so I've always loved them.
I was so close to picking up an Octavia once. I actually saw it. It was all like new old stock, very decent price. One of these reissues, they still do them today.
Let me ask all you guys while we're on this subject. What do you prefer? Do you prefer dual register chronos or 3 register chronos?
I like dual register. I like
dual.
I'm with you, Thomas. I like dual.
I'm dual, like Yema.
I would take 3 just because I have a dive bezel if I want 60 minutes, and for a chrono I would probably time something a lot longer. Like I would probably time a run, and a run would be over an hour. So that way, I think a triple is better.
I think to me,
I like it. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, to me, I think it depends on the watch, right?
Yeah, true.
It's got to be again, because a chrono today is not really something that you really need to use, right?
Yeah.
I think it becomes an aesthetic type of thing.
That's my thing with them.
Yeah,
it's purely aesthetics, and I'll admit it. I have nothing that I need to time within fractions of a second, so
right.
It's all about the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I like I like the Dual because to me it's more automotive focused rather than fitness focused, or so
Extended
therefore, yeah. So I'm like, I prefer the automotive feature look, than the 3.
Yeah, the interesting thing about the Monaco was, even though it was one of the first automatic chronographs, it was not and Steve McQueen wore it in Le Mans. It wasn't a huge success for Hoyer. They only made it from 1969 to 1975.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's only 6-year range.
Wow.
Gotta say hello, Tennessee Mike. Good to see you, mate.
Tennessee Mike.
Hi, Tennessee Mike.
Hi,
Great
Good to see you, my
Mike.
friend.
Good to see you.
Should we
And underachieving watch collector.
should we move on to the
my
okay,
worst?
here we go. I'm gonna prepare myself. I haven't looked at this link. I'm gonna sit back and just
Again, I owe this
Let it
to
be a
NS
shock.
something.
And there's something. If you say something smart, I'll probably laugh. So be careful.
well
Probably have to mute myself.
look at it first, and then I do have a comment.
Okay, I'm gonna drink the water now before it comes up. Hold
yes.
on.
And then get ready for the spit take.
When he brought up his diesel, that intrigued me and made me delve into the brand, and I found this gem.
As you do. Frankenstein watch. Freak of nature.
Jesus
oh, no.
Christ, the description alone is enough to...
Frankenstein.
To curl your hairs, right?
Yeah.
Right. What do we have? Ads by Google. Oh my god.
What the fuck is this?
That's taking 2 tones to the next level.
Oh no. It's got leather at the bottom and steel on the top.
That's
What?
correct.
Oh my god.
What?
And it supports chrono.
But look
Wait,
at how
there's more.
But look at how well the separation is, right? Like look, there's like 6 millimeters there.
in motion.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
I'm dumbstruck. I don't
That's
know what
not
to
that
say.
bad.
Look,
It's not that bad.
I have
That's
to
when you
say-
know James has been defeated, ladies and gents. It's not
Look-
that bad, he says
Look,
openly.
I
You got some good
have to
design
say,
cues there, the way they've blended the leather with the bracelet, the gold with the silver.
yes. And did you notice that one hand is skeletonized, the other
Right.
isn't?
Right.
Look, I have to say, after talking about diesel a few times, I think maybe we need to start thinking: are these guys geniuses? I mean, it's
and it's
ID ID guy works for them secretly in disguise.
And I can tell you exactly how I developed this, by the way. Okay, fine, I'll put my hands up. This is I was a part of this process. So what you do is you have all your samples on one screen in Photoshop, and then you decide, okay, well, why not just slice one in half and then stack it? I mean, we've run out of ideas, guys. What do we do? Slice
And
tool. There we go. Slice
this
tool.
all this goodness is in a 46 millimeter package.
How much is it?
look.
It was a whopping $219.
Look,
for half a strap.
Zippo would love this for his birthday, I think.
For half a steel strap. Really?
Look,
half a
I'm
steel
telling you guys, Invicta gets all the credit for being the worst huge watches all of this time. Diesel
is where it's at, man.
Yeah, they're basically the geniuses of making the most horrible watches.
Well, there's some
Even
more
the
pictures.
fucking lugs at the top are different, aren't they? Jesus Christ, they fucking nailed it.
Yes.
Somebody's out there wearing this and loving it.
Keep scrolling. Let's see if there are any more pictures.
No, that's it. That's it.
It's a chick magnet.
It's the single. There's only one picture of it. Thankfully. But it's
The
like,
lugs.
yeah.
I didn't even notice the lugs. You see that? What in the hell have they done?
Come on.
So
And
we
I
all
like
owe a
diesel
big,
clothing too. That's
a big
Look
debt
at
of
this-
gratitude to NS something for
Hold on a
turning us
second.
on
Hold
to
on a
diesel.
second. Look at the subdial at the 6.
Yeah.
Half of it's square, half of it's circle.
Where is
I mean,
the 6? I can't find the 6.
oh my god, that is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
Well, you
look,
designed it, ID guy.
Look,
I know I shouldn't be tooting my own horn, but I gotta say, I had that stroke of genius, and this is it, boy.
And it's
I
10
mean-
bar water resistant.
look,
He is called the masterpiece.
Yeah.
look, getting something this bad takes effort. This is
Can you
Picasso.
see the actual keeper is leather on the bracelet?
Yes, it is. It is. And the deployment's metal.
Do they show it anywhere?
No,
They
no,
don't do
that's
that.
it.
well, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's vinyl, right? I don't think that's
Yeah,
actual
that ain't
leather.
real.
Yeah.
But the keeper is actually leather,
It's
and the
PU
strap.
actually.
Oh
Mm.
god, it's like the cubist. It's just the cubist revolution right there. This is Picasso at his finest. This is
Yes.
the four whores. What is that? What is that painting? What's it called?
4 floors of.
The 4 floors of whores. I can't remember what it's called.
Right. And according to this one, that it's half steel bracelet and the lower end rocking a leather band.
Oh, God, that's just
You know, there's
something.
some guy walking out with this on his wrist thinking
He owns the
pretty
world.
cool for school,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks he's a magnet for this
Let's
watch.
let's hope it doesn't catch something's attention in the shopping mall one day.
I mean, I've thankfully I've never encountered somebody who was wearing this.
Is that why you feel unique wearing it yourself?
Exactly. It's
I mean,
bespoke, right? I mean, look, think of it. Think of the Rolex wearers out there.
no,
This is a
look,
piece unique.
look.
Well, we
this-
know Annis is a what do you call it? A diesel fanboy.
no,
Yes, absolutely.
I see I really see a market for this. This is for
Hmm.
the people, the people that wear sweatpants in
cocaine?
public.
Yeah.
It's the
What is-
people that have this is for the people that have given up on life.
What are sweatpants?
Yeah, sweatpants, given up on life.
What are
You know.
sweatpants? I don't know what sweatpants are.
I'm sorry. Orange Hand has the best line. He's like, "That's the watch I want to wear if I was meeting Terry Stern."
Yeah. Yeah.
In cargo shorts and sandals. They'll do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's basically that watch is basically the Archie watch, right?
Mm.
We give nicknames to all the watches. This watch screams.
He needs a seal sports, but he also needs dress. He's got it all.
And it has
Yep.
horns, so it's
Hey,
all
blue
good.
shirt. How much would you have to pay Archie to wear it for a month?
Oh,
$20
Not
bucks.
that much. 20 bucks, yeah. 50 bucks,
it wouldn't-
maybe.
It wouldn't take much. Oh Lord.
Got an,
So,
got an
but
idea.
yeah, so
Got an idea cooking up, James.
now we know what to get Ennis something for his birthday. We need to get him a diesel,
God.
some
I
kind of
wouldn't
diesel watch.
One thing I do
insult
appreciate-
Annis.
One thing I do appreciate here, and I think Tim Mosso would also agree, is because of that hollow end link, it'll fit a wrist, 10 centimeters and up. It'll fit that wrist comfortably because of that end link. Just conforms,
Mhm.
Okay, I think blue shirt takes out the award for the.
This is a work of art.
I thought ID guy was in front for a while there, but I think blue shirt takes it out. So far.
We've got to, and it's something we've got to do something about diamonds and chronographs. That's not good enough anymore. Hey, we've got to get on to bigger things, bigger and better things.
Thomas, you tricked me. I thought we were talking about watches that were. Well, I thought we were talking serious watch talk.
This is serious.
No,
This
this is fairly serious. This is our opinion.
No, I thought we were talking like what we thought the real worst watches were.
Well,
Oh.
this is pretty
I
good.
list Daytonas. You guys bring diesels to the table.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely something serious happening when this
Yeah,
watch
I
was
thought this
designed.
was a serious watch channel.
Exactly. Zipper, what have you done to us?
Oh, we're so bad at
Corrupted
with
you.
James.
In the best way possible.
I bring serious watch talk to the channel, and this is what you give us.
We give you a diesel.
I mean, I'll say one last thing about this, right? So let's
It is-
say the really cool thing about this watch, right? You know how some people would like to have a TV style case, right?
Exactly.
But they're not willing to commit to having a non-round watch.
I'm on
Right.
the fence. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'll enjoy a square one.
So-
So
Yes. So here you get to have both,
the
right?
G-Shock experience as well as an Apple Watch.
It's very hard to commit to having a non-round watch when it's the only one in your collection. So here you get to enjoy both, right? So if you're on the fence,
with a two-tone effect, right?
Oh, we forgot about the-
Exactly.
we forgot about the two-tone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Two-tone's coming back. Here we
Mhm.
go. There's your example.
But I have to admit, my favorite part of this watch is that lower register that's half a circle and half a square.
And it doesn't even match.
Right.
But
Doesn't
look,
even match the slice down the middle.
It's so
Yeah.
screwed up, man. It's
Or
not even
across
in
the
line.
slice.
but the hand is skeletonized and it matches the hour end. So there's that, I guess.
Oh, it's awful.
I mean, he didn't even do a good job, ID guy, of slicing it and cutting and pasting. I mean,
James,
it's
when you're given a deadline and you have 5 minutes to do it, the boss wants an hour. I can tell you, you do it quick. And this was obviously, it was late. It was probably like 2 in the morning when I was busy doing it, and I misjudged.
Circumcision.
Yeah, I misjudged.
So if
And I'm
the
not
other
using a real
watch-
knife. Yeah.
If the Tudor was designed on cocaine, was this a meth watch? Or
No, this was lots of
Acid.
coffee.
Yeah.
This was.
meth.
I'll tell you, in the studio, we were
Yeah.
all sitting around thinking, God, what are we going to do? The boss wants something. And we just said, yeah, you know what? Let's just Photoshop this, use the slice tool. And as a result.
Oh my god!
Sorry, guys. You know, we all have our good days and bad days. This was a bad day at the office.
Well, on that note, guys, we've been on for 2 hours, 40 minutes. I know you have other
God.
picks, Thomas, but I'm probably going to have to go.
Okay,
and,
no.
How can you leave with this?
Great.
Leave us with this?
look, I don't know if you guys are.
NS is going to go and polish his diesel collection.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Seinfeld, right? But in one episode, George had this thing about always leaving the room on a high note, right?
Yeah.
So,
George,
There you go. Why don't we
Thanks
move
for
on to
joining us,
Thomas and
NS.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, NS.
yeah, thanks
Take
for having
care.
me, guys, and
Yep, take care,
see you
Ennis.
all next week.
No,
And a good
Nice
party.
to
Bye, guys.
And a good birthday party. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Take care. Thank you.
That was too good.
Wow.
And why don't we move on to Thomas's stuff so we can wrap this up
Save
under
us.
3 hours? Yeah.
Save us, Thomas.
Is it 3 hours? No.
Well,
We're
we're
gonna
2
be-
hours and 41 minutes. So
We're going to be reaching ID guy levels very soon.
Yeah.
That's good.
Come on, Thomas.
Yeah, well, I'm not
Bring
a
us
huge
home, Thomas.
I'm not a huge chronograph person, so this is a bit new to me. To make these decisions. So
it's got to be better than this. So let's
Yeah.
go.
Anything.
so-
Are you,
so-
are you talking about
Hard not
stuff
to
in your
beat
collection,
that.
or are you going to bring out the big guns?
well, the first one was a choice that I took. It was going to be the only watch that Blue Shirt chose, the Blancpain, the Breguet Type 20. But I have gone for a different one, which was by Blancpain.
The Air Command.
Oh shit.
The Air Command.
Don't tell me you've lost the link, Zipper.
No, I just opened it in
He's only
incognito
his eighth
mode
beer. I
somehow.
mean, give the guy a break.
He's only 17 beers in.
9.
9.
And
Nine
these are
beers.
strong beers. 6.5% alcohol.
Good
He's
God.
doing all right.
You're doing damn good. I mean, geez, if I was running the
I
show,
shouldn't be
I
standing.
think guy
by
has
any,
a whiff of whiskey in
by
his
any mere
laughing.
mortal bones, I shouldn't be standing.
James, you're bad tonight. Hey? You're on fire.
Oh,
whiff.
mate.
A whiff of bourbon, and I'm on the floor.
Fuck's
Oh,
sake.
shit.
Or a whiff of something.
You
anyway.
can skip through these ones pretty quickly if you want, Zippo. You
Oh,
can,
there's
I-
nothing quickly about
Nothing
that.
quick today. We're going to be going slow for the rest of the show.
'Cause
Yeah.
he'll probably have a pit stop in between each one. He's getting of the age where he needs a prostate check.
Splash and dash.
Fuck, now I'm a fucking out, aren't I?
A splash and dash.
A splash and dash. Oh, come on, you gotta be nice to him. It's his birthday. We love you, Zippo.
No. Don't be nice. Don't be nice.
Splash and dash. That is so bad.
Give
Don't
Zippo-
have to be nice about this one.
Hey, you're
how
on
do we have
two
two
cameras.
Zippos?
You're on two Zippos. We've got two Zippos.
on his birthday.
We have two Zippos on the screen right
Yeah,
now.
we
Who's
have two
running the show?
Zippos.
Zippo and
Consider yourself
stereo.
lucky.
How
got
we get two
Zippo, Zippo.
Zippos?
We have a Zippo pasta. Who's a pasta?
In stereo.
Have we got a Zippo bot and a real Zippo?
Flipping squared.
Which Zippo's drinking the beer?
The one at the top.
Hang on.
And we've got stereo. Whoever mentioned that? We have stereo quality now. We're getting two inputs. How cool is that?
Nice.
Oh, he's got a new rig.
Come on, Zippo, get a grip.
We're almost
Working
there.
on it.
We can't
Splash,
we can't make him
We're
laugh
still
too
in
much.
2 parts.
He's going to do
No.
an odd egg on us.
No one will beat my 15-minute laugh. I was crying. You got to know.
I am
I was.
so upset that I missed that.
It was tears coming out of my eyes.
It was.
And I was wearing UV glasses and they steamed up, so I had to throw them across the room. And I was just crying, and I was trying to. And as I kept the composure, it just got worse and worse and worse.
What do you mean you're wearing UV glasses? Do you wear glasses?
No, I don't. I don't need lenses. I sometimes do when I'm use the UV lenses for the staring at the screen for 4 hours straight. But otherwise, thanks, BDev. That's really appreciated. I love that. That's 6-letter word. It's just
What's the 6-letter word? Squale.
Well,
that's the one. Yeah.
Come, Bruce. You got to do your
Are you with us, Zippo? Have you got the watch on the screen next? Next watch on the screen. Blanc
There it
Palm.
is, Thomas. Oh, is that your favourite, mate? So you are behind it.
Come on.
Now I fucked everything up.
Oh no! Now we have proper studio.
Have you erased the links, Zippo, or are they still
Probably, yeah.
Thomas, can you take control of the controls?
You want me to post the links again, Zippo?
Sure.
You give it a go.
I still can't figure out how to get myself out of the 2-screen thing.
We got
How are you
reverb.
getting 2 screens under one user? I don't understand.
We got reverb. How cool is that?
Let's go for 3.
Right. So I see more links coming out there. Specialties.
there we go. We got
He's
rid of
left
one.
us.
No, he's still there.
He's still there.
No, I just
That
had
app-
to re-enter.
Oh, there we go.
Any better?
Yeah, you're good.
we
There's
can
only
find
one
out.
of you. So
Have you
you're
got
good.
any links up on the screen? Have you got any links to access to any links on the screen, Zippo?
I've got
in the private chat?
Long Pond.
I mean, that's amazing. How did you manage to get yourself up here twice? That's so
I
cool.
don't know, man.
You broke the
He's,
system. I'll be contacting StreamYard and saying you got a bit of a bug in your system. Zippo
Still
just
sounds
doubled.
like I'm in stereo here.
I'm quite used to looking at this diesel now. I kind of like it.
That's the thing
It's grown
about
on
all
me.
these watches that we look at. It's
better looking
you get
than
better
your
and better
Tudor.
every time.
It's better looking than my Tudor, yeah. It does grow on you like a fungus. Looks good.
Oh wow, I'm looking at this one, Thomas. This is a good looking watch.
How many links do we have in the chat now? Good God.
Well, I'm having to put them all in again. I'm having to put them all in again because Zippo's lost them apparently.
Lost them. Yeah.
Is he clicking on them though, or is he?
I don't think he's clicking on them. He said he's lost them, so I'm putting them all in again.
I've
Can you see him, Zippo?
entered the 5th dimension here, I think.
You can't share the screen.
No.
All right,
Oh,
well
dear.
then why don't we save these for next week and we'll just call it a show.
Called a shit show?
No, nothing.
Because
nothing comes close
I
to
can't
Twilight.
look at this. I can't look at this diesel thing any longer.
Oh, come on, blue shirt. You love it. You chose it.
You chose it, man. There's some connection with you in it. Clearly, he's
Jimmy
back. Zippo's
Johnson
back.
says Zippo drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was drink person that sees double. Orange
Yeah,
hand.
now we're hearing double. It's good. Orange hand.
All right, guys. I think we should probably call this a show.
Hold on. I think we're getting somewhere. Hold on. He's taking the screen off. This normally means something good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back in the two screens.
Yeah, we're still back with the but now the other Zippo is closed. That Zippo on the left isn't working anymore. It's just Zippo in the middle. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. Once NS something left, it just went tits up, right?
Yeah.
NS something is the curse. Oh no, now he's left us again.
Now he's gone. Are you with us, Zippo?
Is that any better?
Oh,
No,
we've got diesel back up.
That's the diesel back up there.
Nice.
It ain't nice.
Hey,
Not a
Zippo,
good
you
word.
really want to paint? What he's really saying to us subliminally here is that that's what he wants for his birthday, guys.
I think so. I'm going to change my avatar name if I can. How do I do that? No. How do you do it? I want to change it to Squale, as in the acronym Squale.
I've been squalid. Now you're back double again.
I think you've had a bit of a drink, haven't you, Zippo?
Absolutely.
Good.
I've had about 12 drink. No. 9 beers.
Are we? Should we call it a day then? Should we call it?
Yep.
I think we've reached that time.
I think we reached that time, haven't we, guys? So, yeah, a quick reminder, everyone, if you want to sponsor Zippo for Movember, he's raising cash for the charity, and you can go to the beginning of the stream and click on the link, and he'll be very grateful for your support if you can do that. That'd be lovely.
You probably can just search on the Movember website and just search Zippo anyway.
Yeah, flipping Zippo. Go to the Canadian website, canada.movember.com. That'd be great. Yeah, flipping Zippo. Just search for flipping Zippo. That'd be wonderful.
I would be, guys.
It looks like we've gone cacti now. So
That's beautiful. This diesel really has destroyed the show. Blue Shirt, you've done it. This diesel has interrupted everything.
Crashed
the show.
He's obviously switched across to the Great Depression of Trump 2020.
Yep.
All right, love you guys. Appreciate everything you've done today. It has been a good day.
Yeah, we try.
We'll speak to you backstage afterwards, Zippo.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll have.
Take care, everyone, and
take good care, everybody.
We'll
Thanks
see you
for
next
joining
week.
us today,
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Take care, everybody.
See you guys
Later, fellas.